Not live yet? What do you mean not live yet? Reparations Nation, hey, how is everybody? Okay, guys. Merry Christmas Deceive. Merry Christmas Deceive to all of you. You know Jesus was not born today. Or tomorrow. It's all bullshit. You bought those presents, need to take this shit back and get your money back. How is everybody? It's been a minute. Thank you, Reparations Nation, 100% Rotten Podcast, Donald Washington, Log Warrior. Hey, everybody, and let me just say thank you for your greetings. And just so you'll know, I have a guest that's via audio, and we're going to be talking about CasteGate, which is a Jeet Tethergeddon. And we'll be talking about current events for a little bit. I'm live to you in the white vanilla suburbs of Chicago. I'm in the safe, white, clean area. You know, I was in the South Side and I was like, damn, my God. The black people that run Chicago, the black Democrats, these people have really sold black Chicago out. I don't know Chicago as well as a Chicagoan, but I am so disappointed and abandoned lots and all. I see a lot of people from other communities taking over what used to be strong, proud black business areas. I see gentrification in one of the most important, if not the most important, black community outside of Africa. Forgive me for being Pan-African for a second. I'll quit, I promise. But just to put in context, Chicago, blacks in Chicago are one of the most incredible black communities of all times in America. And that's why I talk about Chicago whenever I can. I haven't been here in 11 years. In 11 years, it's worse. I remember Chicago when Mayor Daley was mayor, and you didn't see trash in the streets and all stuff that you see now. It's mind-blowing that you have a black mayor. And you see all kinds of stuff that the illegals have that black people don't have. And it is, look, we almost need something like a right wing or a Trump movement or something to shake up our people, to try to come together and help one another, because you know what? There's a lot of things you can invent, but you can't invent land and you can't invent time. You can't invent land or time. Now, everybody watching, it's just a handful. I want everybody to retweet or share this space. I'm going to talk for a little bit, and I'm going to do a mini fundraiser, not for me. And again, I got some, I believe, news, but I don't want to be all out with it. But if any of you guys know Nikki the God, she's one of the moderators with Tariq. They're always out. She's even done a space or two with me. Her mother was very, very sick. Her mother's very, very sick. I don't know the status. And if the sound is bad, forgive me. I'm in a hotel. I'm using their cheap-ass Wi-Fi. So this is an experiment, and I'm using a busted, broke-down Lenovo laptop, a welfare one. When I go home, I'm going to buy the brand new Mac. If you want to contribute, do that. But right now, I wanted a computer. If they took it from me, or if it got destroyed, I wouldn't cry. That's so for those folks, if you haven't ever spoken up or done things that made people mad, I know what it's like for the government to take your computers and your phones and go through and take your pictures and stuff out. So after having had that happen, I absolutely, this thing is telling me I can't load the stream. What's up with this? Let me check and see what's going on. Yep, it says I'm connected. I'm out in the boonies, y'all, so it's not like I'm out in I told you I'm in the white area where it's safe. I did not want to get shot and killed visiting Chicago. I want to be your brother, not a statistic. I want to be an advocate and not a corpse. And it is violent. And in Chicago, if they can tell you're not from here, they will jack you up, rob you, beat your ass, take your shit. People are hungry. People are mad. And it's an opportunity to beat your ass and take your shit. And folk will be sizing you up. You're not from here. They can tell by how you sound, how you look. Unfortunately, we let tethers come in. We let illegals come in, and we welcome them. And yet, we'll look at another black from America, and we'll be ready to rob and kill them because they're not from the area, even if they're there to visit family. And yet, we'll let Arabs and others set up businesses that cheat us and take pussy as a down payment for milk and bread off of our sisters and children. And we don't do nothing to them. And we pay them top dollar for bad food. And yet we'll kill someone or rob or beat or carjack someone for just coming through. Nobody like to do it, everybody. Someone comes through and then you kill them. We're kind of all over the place. But again, I want to just say, if you've heard of Nikki the God, say a prayer for her. Her mother was very, very sick. When I got to Chicago, it's been rugged. My big brother's here, daughter, 58 years old, died literally as I arrived, so I haven't been able to see him. I was hoping I would catch up with Nikki, and it's been rough. I don't know. So I just got a call. I've been here since the 18th. So what is this? This is like 6 days? No. Yeah, 6 days I've been here. And she just caught up with me today. So whatever her situation is with her mother, I hope it's not like mine, which was terminal. I want to thank everybody for being so kind to me as I did my transition. Actually helped my mother transition. And by the way, I had a cousin died the 22nd of November. And we nearly lost the adopted godfather on the 8th of 22nd of November, and someone almost died on the 8th of December. And then someone died on the 18th. So it's been rough. But you know what? We're still here. And so a prayer. In fact, let's do it real fast. Creator, help our sister, Nikki the God. Help her out. Keep her daughter and all that in this difficult time. She's up in somewhere in the Midwest, and help her with her mother, whatever she's dealing with. And I guess when Nikki has some news, I hope it's good news. I hope it's news that there's recovery. But if the news isn't recovery, comfort her. Probate is very difficult. I'm going through it. Help her. Bless her family. Amen. And I'm not alone. A lot of us, I've had so many friends, fathers and mothers die this year. Just, wow. I watched my best friend's mother die on May 28th. And just a few weeks before, I got a strange message from my god brother telling me to hug and kiss your mother for me. I'm saying, but you could hug and kiss her. And that's the last thing he said to me. He was dead within a few weeks. And so that's my god brother died. Um, I'm hoping, I haven't heard from my cousin, but my favorite cousin, Aunt 93, I don't know, I'm hoping she makes it into next year. Fell and broke her leg. I thank God she didn't have fallen and busted her head. It's like, wow, I've just seen people sick and die this year. But I want people to know, and that's all I'll say to people, I know y'all don't like it. I believe in God. You don't need God the way folk going about it here. Every time I turn around, there's somebody gone. I had a friend. I had one friend that had his niece or something shot herself on either TikTok or Instagram. This year's been full of death for me. Lots of deaths. So my god brother, my best friend's mother, my mother, friend of mine in Massachusetts' mother died New Year's Day. I said, damn. And another friend's mother. And my cousin's father, Brent, he died in August. I just had a lot of deaths. So that's why you haven't seen me. I just need to get through this. And I need to tell you, for all of you who are, all of you, if you've got family members that are above the age of 60 or 55, get a damn will and get that thing filled in. Because if you don't have a will, you're jammed. That's why a lot of us don't have intergenerational wealth. We do stupid familial shit. And then people have to fight. And you know what? The lawyers and everybody in other communities end up with our stuff. That's on us. Get a will. Plan. Plan for the fact that your ass is going to die. I plan to get a will done. I'll even read the shit. And by the way, I don't have children. I'm not married, but I'm going to give. I have a god sister I love dearly. I'm putting her in my will. Because my aunt lived a long time, my godmother, my favorite godmother, is in my will. I've already put together a trust for who will get the house. I don't want the feds to get my stuff. Okay, now, when you guys bitch to me about the sounds, I have no control over that. So find which channel to work on and listen to it. What can I do? I need to understand something. I wake up one day and find out a TikTok channel I never used has been suspended because I abused the terms and I did something to someone in TikTok. I don't even use it. And then my Twitter account is gone. And all of this. So look, some people don't have problems with social media. You have to understand this stuff is for you to be stupid, for you to be in a Diddy and Nicki Minaj and stupid shit. And they get the numbers and they don't get shadow banned and what's this thing called? The algorithm allows dumb stuff to get before you. And it's not like I don't do humorous shit. We do funny stuff. We keep it. They don't want you to think. Okay? Real story. Any of you guys have heard of Russia Today? Russia Today is a Russian state television channel, right? Do you know that Russia Today was planning to do a show? And I was going to be one of the presenters for Russia Today, for international television, right there in DC. And I would be talking about race, justice, Black people. Before they could get the promo done, within days of me being videotaped and filmed and photographed at the Carter G. Woodson statue on 9th and Rhode Island Avenue Northwest, Russia Today was off the damn air in the United States. Now, they're already mad at Russia Today, but I don't think it helped for me to be a presenter in DC on RT. RT had been pissing them off for years, but it's interesting. They're about to make me a regular panelist on RT, and all of a sudden, shit got shut down. I'm a 60-year-old brother who is living in his mom's basement. I'm not rich. I didn't own any property until my mother passed, so now I'm a property owner. Someone had to die if I have something. But you know what? What these people are afraid of, which is what Black people don't value. They are afraid of ideas. They're afraid of thinking. They're afraid of thought. The whole goal is for you to be stupid. And Black people live under ignorocracy. You're ignocrat. You are a Democrat. Other Democrats get tangibles. Ignocrats don't get shit. They get abortion. They get SNAP. They get bullshit. They get mass incarceration. They get bad food. We need to really be about something. So if the sound is bad, telling me isn't the issue. And there are millions of people that get pissed off by YouTube. And I'm going to just say this to you. We're very bitchified people. We'll talk to one another about this, but we'll never say, hey, y'all, let's fuck up Google stock. Let's screw them. Let's tank their stock and make some of those folks commit suicide in these skyrises, these tall buildings. Make them miserable. Manipulate their stock. We don't think to do that. You know, what I really hate, and I'll tell you something that I despise the most. I especially despise it from church people because some of those petty, vicious people I've ever met are church niggas. And all these Black churches should be just one big Black dysfunctional church. And they all fight and fight over people, fight over money, backstab, all this kind of stuff. And they'll tell you about love, peace, and harmony. And if that existed, there would be one big Black church, like a big white Catholic church. It's the Catholic Church that helps the illegals. It's the Catholic churches that are backing up Haitians and others. All these Black churches don't do a goddamn thing for us other than enrich a handful of predator, liar, grifter Negroes who don't like working 9 to 5. And the only business they're into is telling you when you die that you have to pay them for a funeral. And a lot of churches have diversified where they have funeral homes. So if they don't help you while you're living, and they get a piece of you when you die. The Catholics fight things. The Presbyterians fight things. The Episcopalians, the English Catholics fight things. The white Baptists, Southern and Northern fight things. The Black church people fight one another and talk about peace. Don't stand up for nothing. They don't even stand up for God anymore. So everybody's at war, and it's the Hunger Games for survival. We're not engaged in surviving, and we should. So we're bitchified. We don't fight people. Look at how the little teeny tiny boycott of some of these tether hair salons has changed the damn landscape of this country. What would happen if we actually treated our 60 cents of their dollar wage payment like it counted for something? We could change this country overnight without a shot being fired. But I'll tell you something. We lack the will, the collective will and discipline to be free, to be empowered. I found a lot of folks, in particular the Black elected officials, they want it only for themselves. When Washington, D.C. was predominantly Black, they didn't have all these parks and bike trails and things for Black kids. Whites moved back to the city. They made everything nice. Trash collection, everything improved. Wherever you have black people that rule, there are black folks in charge that don't want more for us. I even see it in families. Parents that don't want their kids to be smarter than them, to go further than them. Everything's supposed to be the same. One person learns how to buy a house and pay for it, and then everybody lives in the house for 4 or 5 generations and can't wait for that person to die to sell it to the white person offering the least amount of money. Yes, someone said something about probate. I'm going through probate now. And the good thing for me is everybody else is dead. Man, if my brother were alive with his big, morbidly obese, bitchified, greedy-ass wife, man, I'd be stressed out. Man, I'd be trying to find a hitman or something, or either give them a box of poison Dunkin' Donuts. She's so terrible. You're evil, I mean. You're evil. You're evil. You cussed my mother out. You never apologize. You guys were grifters. I ain't sharing shit. Okay, it's all mine. Everything is mine. I never thought like this until my mother got sick. And people started circling around. People don't even talk to you. Who's going to get the piano? I mean, people are asking for my mother's coats and shit. And let me just tell everybody, especially if your family listening to me, and we're not cool, fuck you. Really. Fuck you hard. In Jesus' name. Let me be clear. I would rather wear my mother's frilly drawers than give them to any family member that hasn't shown me love since I was 1 year old. I don't even want to wear women's drawers and shit. Shit look like it would feel weird on your skin. But I'll put those drawers on faster than Tyler Perry before I give any of y'all that didn't send a card for her. I had whole branches of the family. These niggas didn't even send a card. Not an email. Not a text message. They didn't even send me a bucket of chicken. And you want what's in the house. Who gets this? I fucking get it. It's all mine. Everything. And I'm not leaving it. The branches of the family, you that showed me a middle finger that could have come off the Jolly Green Giant, but you put up your ass first. Let me just make this plain. I am not giving any real property or anything to whole swathes of the family. It's going to mama's family, people. Y'all have shown me I didn't care. You didn't like my father. You didn't like my mother being light-skinned. You don't like me because I'm lighter than you. I don't even care about that shit. I'm not even that light. What the fuck are y'all on? You hate me for having gone to graduate school. You hate me for having gone to white graduate school. A bunch of you guys are bull loose lesbian studs. Pussy eaters that think I suck dick. You should be sucking dick. Why don't you suck some dick? Trust me, I'm not sucking anyone. I don't want to suck anybody's dick. I don't even like hot dogs. I had some Edward sausage this morning. But you know why I ate the Edward sausage? It was sliced in thin little pieces like you put hot dogs and SpaghettiOs when y'all were broke and shit. Remember your mother was sorry and didn't want to cook? And she got some hot dogs, and to stretch the hot dogs so they didn't take the whole thing out, they were cutting the little pieces and put it in the SpaghettiOs, the Chef Boyardee, whatever the fuck came out of the can that she could get from Murray's Steaks or whatever discount store your broke asses went to. Everybody didn't come up bushy. That's a damn lie. Only 1/3 of black folks are really, really middle class. The rest of our asses have been struggling. Maybe half, but half of us were broke as shit. Okay, y'all know about Filene's Basement. You know about going to Goodwill. You know about the tires and shit you get retread. We've been broke. I'm not ashamed of that. I know what it's like to not have health insurance. I know what it's like when to go to school with people. They didn't go to school to learn. They went to school for breakfast, for lunch, and snacks. They could not read, but there was food at school. I remember us not having heat, and you have to keep the stove on. Come on, y'all. You ever had to put cardboard in your shoes? Y'all remember patches when your clothes would tear, and you had a special kind of, and people who were really good at ironing could make it so you didn't even see the tear in your pants? Or you had sewing kits, and if you have like the people, men in my family, we had pony ass. And pony ass, you can never get the right pair of pants because the waist is set on white people's proportions. So if my waist is 36, I need to buy a 38 so my ass doesn't bust out the pants. And so you had to learn how to stitch your pants up. You had clothes passed down. And there's even a way that you can twist your sock around if there's a hole so it's at your heel, so no one would see that your socks had holes in it. Come on, y'all. Some of y'all have been poor. You ever seen your mother or father give somebody a check with an I promise? My father put a fucking Christian fish on the check. He gave it to a white person. Now that's some damn faith for your ass. He put a big ass pretty Jesus fish on there. When people couldn't afford to go to stores. And I remember the Buster Brown shoes, and that shit would last for like 2 years. It was so fucking hard. Your feet had corns because the shoes were so fucking tough. You couldn't wear the fuckers out because they were so hard. Come on, we've been poor. We should be thankful. We've come a long way, some of us, but we should never forget. And part of forgetting is not sticking together, not planning for the future, not honoring. I know so many people who are not taking care of their senior members of their family. My family perfect? Hell no. Could my mother be a trip? Hell yes. Did I leave my mother's side? No. Through maybe 2 weeks of death rattle and watch all little brown shit come out, like my mother's like having fudge sundae come out the side of her mouth and we're wiping shit off because that's my mother. That lady gave life to me, whether she was always cool or not. That's my mother. And no, I wouldn't sign no medical mandate to let these devils kill my mother in the hospital. Fuck that. Until someone's going to die in here, nobody's going to kill my mother. We have to stand up for the old and the young. We should be wondering why all the jobs I'm driving through Chicago and all the construction crews everywhere I go, all the jobs that black men used to have, I see other people with them. The parking jobs, all African, Ethiopian, nobody black anymore. Even these Negro churches have Hispanic cleaning crews. Damn, even Howard had Hispanics working, stealing all the black people's stuff, covering up for them. And I'm talking about 25 years ago. Real ass talk. So, I just want to get that out, but pray for Nikki to God. She's been taking care of her mother for about 10, 15 years. My mother I only had to take care of 9 months. That shit wore me out, guys. It took me 2 months to be able to sleep because when you have a parent that sundowns, right? They're up all night. They'll fall down, they'll hit their head, they'll go down a flight of steps. Then you have more problems. So, everybody, If you've got boomer parents, their ass is on the way out. You need to step up and look out. I'm going to Dayton to hang out with an 88-year-old Black senior to provide company and support for 9 to 10 days. Can't be out there all the time, but I'm willing. We have to take care. We have to care about, and that's care for the old men, care for the young women, care for the children. That's my dedication. I didn't leave my mother in the hospital. I refused to leave. That was a hard-ass couch. I slept on the shit anyway. We can't just let people take our children into foster care. We can't just let them kill our elders. We can't just lose neighborhoods. We can't just not make wills and trusts. We can't take the future as a given. There's a war going on. If you want to win, you have to be strategic. And hand-me-downs and all that stuff, it got us through. We need to learn how to have life insurance, but good life insurance policy. My mother had one of those fucked up Colonial Penn. Fuck Colonial Penn. Fuck them. And they sent me like an $800 check. Damn. I couldn't even buy a Macintosh with that, a refurb. We need to become as serious about insurance, annuities, as we do about sports figures and entertainment people. I'm wondering whether I want to get buried or not. I spent $20,000 burying my mother. That's what she wanted. I didn't chinch my mother. She wanted the Whitney Houston casket and all that, the $9,000 deal, and damn it, I spent it. It was her money. I could say, fuck that bitch. No. We need to be about our word. I told my mother, you get exactly what you asked me for. The only thing I told her no on is your jackleg preacher brother, who I think has dementia. He's not preaching your eulogy. I'm doing it. I don't want no fake nigga up there lying and shit. I need to say some shit people don't want to hear. Okay, I'm good for that. I couldn't care a damn about what people want to hear. So, please, as we go into this year, people are sick. We told you about the jabs and shit. People getting sick and shit. There's a really good book. There's a really good book by Robert Kennedy Jr. that's called The Wuhan Cover-Up, I think. And the other book is the Pfizer. Naomi Wolf has a book on the Pfizer papers. And they just explain how we were lied to completely. They knew it was a lie. You can go to, I just said this because I have an uncle, and I was begging my uncle not to get another jab. And when I sent him the stuff, now the doctors are coming out saying that the shit doesn't work and it damages people. Be careful. And I'm going to put this up here when I do this next thing. There is an app that you can get for your phone where you can go into a store and you can find out how poisonous the food is that they're selling to you. So my buddy, shout out to Brother Jay from what's that thing called? Cottage, whatever it is, Cottage Grove in Chicago, showed me that one of my favorite soups, chunky clam chowder, has something that causes damage to your heart. Poisonous. Shit I love. And be receptive when someone steps to you. Be receptive when someone steps to you and tries to give you a health tip. Investigate. And he pointed up something very dangerous in food I like. And the very things I suffered, this stuff made worse. I'm thankful. I got the app in my phone. I think it's called Yuck something. Can somebody look it up? It's like called the Yuck app. Let me look and see, because I want y'all to know. I don't want to just tell you. I believe in uh, in helping people out. I don't want you to just hear it from me. I want to give it to you so you'll know. Let me see if this is it. I think this is it. I think I found it. I don't want anybody to get any more poisonous food anymore. And that dude saved me some money, probably keep me from having a heart attack. There's enough sodium and shit for it to be the Atlantic Ocean. It says the site can't be reached. Ain't that nothing? It's called Yucca app. Hold on, let me see. Every time I look, they've got, in fact, it's Campbell Soup. The owner of Campbell Soup hates black people. Yeah, it's called Yucca. I'm going to put it up here so y'all can see it. And I'm going to put this on here because I want you to see this. Oh, my God. This thing, and it's free. And you can go in the store and you can scan the food, and it can tell you how dangerous it is for you to eat. How dangerous it is to eat. I had no idea. I thought I was getting some good stuff. It's a Yucca app. I'm about to add this banner. I'm going to show it. Yucca app. Y'all need to download this. It's free. Protect yourselves. They mean to do you harm. And for anybody that wants to see some of the more recent things, I brought this up before, but I'll repeat it because people don't listen. People don't listen. And I know this isn't a sexist talking about who did he fuck. Did y'all see that video yet? All the people that did he fuck did it. I watched an hour of this shit. I got sick. I couldn't do the rest of it. I already hated Diddy, okay? I didn't need to see a video to hate Diddy's ass. I could tell he wasn't shit the first time I saw him. And he was at Howard doing like homo dances and shit on the yard. I mean, so, no. I didn't need to see a documentary to despise his ass. If you go to global research and you search out COVID vaccine, whatever, you'll see all kinds of articles done by doctors and people who work for the FDA. The very people that told you the jab was safe, telling you that it's dangerous. And yet they're doctors pushing this shit. It's killing people. Wake up, people. My mother would have died 4 years ago, been cancer prone, had she had the jab. I had to fight my whole family. Bulldog across the street that wanted to hook up with my mother had pictures of the strapless shit she had on. I guess trying to turn my mother on, telling her she just went to the shower. There are a lot of studs, my God. And you know what? Forgive me. The black community is fake as shit. They're so hard on black men that are gay, but man, we just give women that suck pussy 1,000,000 passes. I don't think it's fair. If a man sucking dick is bad and it can't be forgiven, then all you women that suck pussy, you're equally bad. We either have to have equality or everybody can do whatever the fuck they want, including screwing kids and animals. Just saying. Now, and for the studs in my family, I know who you are. You think you know me, but I know you. And one of you My mother has your girlfriend's number in her phone. I seen it. I'm not even mad. I treated you the same. I assumed you sucked pussy. But now I know. My mother wrote that shit down. And it wasn't good since we talk about Campbell's. All right. Let me stop talking about my family. But you know, people mess with you. So I'm trying to piss off some people right now. And I don't care. I really don't care. Let me say a little bit more about Diddy. And entertainment in general. I come from an artistic family. My parents didn't push me because they were frustrated artists. And I did do voice a little bit, but I didn't stick with it. I could be good. I had people that trained people for the Met and all, but you know, I didn't do that. The idea of being famous is kind of scary if you've ever met famous people. So I wouldn't mind having the money, but people like all in your business and shit, I can't handle that. I mean, I've already been a preacher's kid. It was terrible. Okay, and imagine you're a preacher's kid with fucked up shoes. You're a preacher's kid with a rip in your pants. You're a preacher's kid with a hole in your socks. You're a preacher's kid, you're broke. And everybody's, you know, in your business, right? And like my dad's on TV and shit. I said, damn, you're on TV, why can't you get your ass some slacks? So if you've ever had boundaries and all your privacy fucked with, like I did, fame isn't interesting. So for music, I said, I'd rather be a songwriter, right? Rather than be the actual artist and have to perform and shit. You know, and aside from that, you know, I was always afraid of cocaine. It's probably cool because it's white. Psych, psych, psych. All right, look. Diddy. What's sad about Diddy is so few people want to be honest that they wish they could go to those freaky, nasty parties. And that's where we've fallen as a people. When other folks are taking over communities, getting rich. And as much as I think the light bulb head Somalis are rogue as hell, I got to give it to them. They stole big. They stole $9 billion in like 4 years. They stole it. I wish our black criminals stole like that versus killing people over tennis shoes and glances and shit. And this is our country. They couldn't deport us if we stole it. Real talk. My issue isn't that it got stolen. My issue is who stole it. They stole America from us who are descendant of Indians. Seems like we should take some shit too. Not that I advocate stealing all the time. However, sometimes you have to do it. And you know, I'm in the hotel. You know, I got me a couple of extra tea bags. I got about 50. Shit, I'm gonna enjoy this. Okay, I'm gonna get everything I can. I take the toilet seat with me if I can fit it in my bag. We need to take advantage of the country that we're in. Get everything you can. And Diddy, he didn't create anything other than confusion. And it's gonna come out that Biggie and all these other people you look up doing the freaky shit too. Now, while we're talking about Diddy, let's talk about the real nasty people. Epstein. Now, we already knew Mrs. Trump. Mrs. Trump is a white Kamala. Mrs. Trump is a white Kamala. Mrs. Trump was a white Kamala. Mrs. Trump, and back in the day, was a white Kamala. I'll say it one more time. Mrs. Trump, who looks like Doc from Star Trek now that she's older, you know, face is falling. She does. If you've ever seen Star Trek, hold on. Okay, she does look like Doc from Star Trek with the weave on. She does. You know that she did freaky shit. She probably did with Epstein. And Trump probably thought getting sloppy seconds from Epstein was a step up. I mean, that shit happens. I mean, Kanye did it, and all the people in the NFL and basketball, little black dudes fucking white girls who've been through everybody, and they think they're advancing. They don't want some use of black pussy, but shot to hell white pussy, ooh, their stock just split. Okay. I said it. And I'm not sorry. And by the way, I actually like Mrs. Trump. She hasn't really done that much. We knew that Trump was a hoe. We just weren't certain the ages that he was a hoe with. It's going to all come out. I'm enjoying white folk fighting each other. And the more they fight each other, the less time they have to, because they target our asses for everything. You know, white people think black people cause it to rain. We cause mudslides and shit. We cause earthquakes. Everything is black people's fault when it's bad. Anything black people do good, they deny it. So I love the Epstein thing. I hope they get the attorney general. I hope they sack that silly bitch. Cass Patel, little dumbass Indian that needs to get his eyes dealt with, and some other things. And why are you running with some country and western honky tonk hole in the first place? But she's white, I know. And you're one of these Indians. And we're going to be getting, I'm going to get to the Indians. We're going to talk about CasteGate. I just want to build this up. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I'm trying to make this humorous. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to get you in a second.
Don't worry, I'm enjoying it.
We're having fun and just talking about shit I want to just tell y'all.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a show on crypto. Not that I know a whole lot about it, but I will be investing in crypto. But it will be some real crypto. And y'all can always email me. Saturday, I'm buying me a few thousand coins. I gotta go to the bank and do a wire transfer, and I'll tell you about that shit. I'm gonna pay for it before I tell you about it. Before I tell anybody else, I'm gonna put money down before I tell you to try it. And I'll just tell you, there is a coin that it already exists. They're selling it for 4 cents a piece, and they're selling it from the Central African Republic, which has something like close to $400 billion in proven mineral, gemstone, precious metal, and oil resources. And they're using the coin. The coin will be backed by the government resources. Unlike the bullshit that other people have, this is backed by gold, platinum, uranium, cotton, hardwood, real physical shit. And I've like messed with Bitcoin and stuff. I always lost money and shit. I personally am gonna buy, not put all my money, but I'm gonna put some money and give you some fucking coins. And let me tell you what the projection is. The projection is that the coins are being sold for this month until January 31st, being sold for 4 cents a piece. In September, we'll be selling for $1. If you started buying this month and the coin goes to $1, it means that you got 25 times your investment in like 9 months. And to me, I just had a fucking terrible experience. I'm going to tell you about it. I had planned to buy coins yesterday. I went through the process of going to the bank to increase my debit card limit so I could buy some coins. And these banks are not letting you do what you want with your money anymore. It used to be, if I wanted to send money via Zelle, to say anybody out here, I could send up to $1,750 per day to whoever I wanted in a very short period of time. It's now you can only send $1,000 a week. And you can only send it at 5 increments of $500. It's your money. when I needed to rush because the insurance companies made me fight for my mother's money. I mean, these people are bastards. That's the other reason you didn't see me. I finally got the money after fighting with them, lying about everything. I get the money to the bank. I try to pay the cemetery. I try to pay the church, and I try to pay the funeral home, and they won't let me. They block me from paying the money. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Y'all just gave me like $60,000. What are you worried about 10? Well, you can't spend it. You have to come in and get permission to spend your money. So I had to go in and sign all this shit just to be able. And I'm rushing because if I didn't pay it, they wouldn't bury my mother. That blew my mind. You mean I can't have my own money when I want it? It's not like I zeroed out the account. For every dollar I took out, I had 5 in there. I need to stop trusting the banks. This thing scared the shit out of me. The other day, I got clearance from the bank to buy the coin, and then PayPal decided that it was too much money for me to spend. They wouldn't let me do it, even though the bank kept giving me permission to spend it. So I've got to go into the bank and find another way to do that. And I'm telling y'all, it made me so angry because I don't blow money. I mean, it's not theirs, it's mine. If I wanted to make it to zero. And see, I had just had a fight with the fuckers I hate the most. Wells fucking Fargo, I hate them. I hope someone robs all of their branches. I don't care if the Somalis do it. Do you know Wells Fargo has published online if you're paid on death? I was paid on death for my mama. All I'm supposed to do is show up with my ID card and a death certificate with a raised seal. And they're supposed to give me the money in cash or a certified check. I got to the bank, and this phony bitch with eyelashes that look like the Niagara Falls has this Hispanic bitch who runs the bank in the hood tell me I didn't bring enough things to do a transaction, when that's the stated policy on the web for their bank. And they told me, you have to come back in 2.5 hours, and we might be able to help you. And I says, well, what don't I have? You just have to come back. So they didn't even tell me the documents I didn't have to get the money, which means they lied. I go all the way home, and it was cold as hell. I get back to the bank early because they're going to use the excuse I wasn't there on time not to see me. And it took them 3.5 hours to give me my mother's money. And see, I went with my birth certificate, my dad's death certificate, my brother's death certificate, my mother's death certificate, her bank statements. I went with my mother's driver's license, my mother's bank card. I had my bank card and my ID. It still took 3 hours. And by the way, the people in the bank themselves, they changed the policy so much until they didn't know how to give me the money. Even the people that solved the problem, they changed the rules like every so many days, where even the staff within the banks don't know how to help you. It took them 3.5 hours. And while that shit was going on, to show you how dirty the bank is, the lady asked me, because there were 3, actually my mother has 3 accounts. One business account, a savings account, and a checking account. But Wells Fargo only sent me the checking account and the business account. And they told me, since you don't have the operating agreement, we can't give you the money in your mother's business account because there was someone else on the account, and we don't know whether the person that she had as a co-signer is the owner or not, although all the mail's going to my damn house. Now, if it belonged to someone else, why was it in my mother's name going to her house? But they don't want to give me that teeny tiny account. And they lied about my mother's savings account. And so the lady says, well, is this all? And I told her, no. It's just, what do you mean? I said, you guys have a savings account. My mother had a savings account here, and it had money in it. I can see it in the app. You didn't send me a letter about me getting that money. I see it. Bitch, you saw it when you asked me. So it's another like $2,000 going to try to steal from me. Anyway, then here's the kicker. After I went through all these changes, they gave me cashier's checks. They wouldn't give me cash. And I couldn't cash the cashier's check at the bank for 24 to 48 hours. You mean the bank won't cash its own cashier's check?
Wait a minute. Oh, no.
It's called a cooling off period. To keep you from cashing the check, you need to hold it for a day or two before we'll cash it.
I ain't never heard of that mess in my life.
I've never heard this shit before in my life until the shit happened to me. That's why I'm talking to other people. This is some crazy shit.
What bank was that?
Wells fucking Fargo.
Oh, yeah, they always have a problem.
But I tell you the good news, guys. Mama owed their asses money. They were supposed to take it out of her account. I got her shit first.
There you go.
Fuck y'all. And it's, how you gonna pay your rent? All your money spent. Little bit to buy some food. Bait nigga need a pair of shoes. Work it out. Oh, Jesus, work it out. Yeah, I got all of my MFM. And there's one more piece that they lied on. My mother had a goddamn safety deposit box that they did not inform me about in writing, which is their responsibility.
Yeah.
Meaning they plan to steal whatever my mother left there and never tell me about it. And by the way, the branch that my mother banked in, I'm convinced someone in Wells Fargo stole 2 or 3 of my mother's tax returns. And I think they wanted to steal my mother's safety deposit box. I'm going with the former police officer with me to see their asses. And I may go with the lawyer too. And see if they try to fuck. I want all of mom's motherfucking money. I mean, in fact, that's some reparations right now. I'm in Chicago. And courtesy of mom's blood money, I'm sorry mom had to die for me to get paid. I now understand why white people kill their relatives and shit on the Perry Mason shows. You actually get money when people in your family die. I never ever cared about money. I wasn't even interested until all my greedy ass relatives and my mother's no good friends started acting weird when they saw my mother was sick. Mother, well, you know, who's gonna get the house? These are people that don't even speak to me.
I know how you feel.
And y'all have to be careful. When you have sick relatives, I know this shit's sensitive. Do not leave jewelry on anybody's body, because the funeral home will steal your family's shit in a heartbeat.
Yes,
They will steal it. This is a cross that I bought for my mother about 30, maybe 35, 36. No, I bought this for my mother maybe, wow, it must have been like 2022. Wow. 38 years ago, I bought this for my mom. And before the people could pick her body up, we got this shit off. We got the rings and everything. Okay, and this is my dad. This is to keep all the skeezers from bothering me. This is my dad's wedding band. Okay, take all the damn jewelry off. Wait until the ass fall asleep, take that shit. We had to like slide rings off. My mother had more rings than Don King and shit. Don't let them take the body. Don't let them, they will steal. They steal from black people so many different ways. And they're quick. They see you, they ready to pack the body up if you got some shit on you. So yes, I had to get this off my mom. I knew someone was gonna steal this shit. And let me see, I think I paid like $400 for this close to 40 years ago. What do you think it's worth now? Oh, damn. I'm glad I got that. Okay, shit.
He paid $400 for it. You said over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it went up as gold. Oh, yeah,
it's gold. You see the channel?
No, I'm on the phone. But I can just tell you right there what you just described. It's in the thousands now.
Oh, hell no.
You better put that up. Get you a rock box and put it up.
Well, the thing is, after that, so I gotta go to Wells Fargo and get my mother's lockbox. And that's the other thing. People, learn about probate.
Yes.
Let me tell you, one of the things that's pissed me off the most, I've had more racist white realtors. They called me more than the White House over my mama's house. And I was just telling people, go the fuck back to Europe. I told racists, lose my number. I hate people like you. So I can trace this phone. I know which office you're in. They hang up. Don't sell so quickly. And know about probate. Learn about the stuff. There's a whole industry to death, and I'm telling you, be serious. I couldn't even rest when my mother died. We had to run to get the title to keep the shit out of for people. Man, you have no idea. They have whole industries of crooked-ass Asians and other people who study black areas. They're waiting for older black people to die. Yes. The minute my mother died, I started getting dozens of calls. Constantly. And you know what? Black mayors and black city governments should not allow people to harass someone grieving. They have to do every time the phone rings, you're trying to, and it's these people trying to, do you want to sell your house? Do you want to sell your pussy? Because I'm not buying.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why you have to get a trust.
Yeah.
And look into a will and a living will.
Get a will, a living will.
Get a living will and a trust.
A revocable trust in case you need to change it.
Yes.
In case someone acts fucked up and say, oh, I take that bitch out my will.
Because if you don't get a revocable trust, you're screwed. You're screwed. Say that person you don't like no more. And that's you said, you know what? Or somebody dies you put in there. You gotta take them off.
Yeah, there was some fucked up people in my will. I told my mother,
you gotta take them out.
You can't put a stud on the wheel with me. Why would you put a feminist on the wheel with me? So my mother took it off. I didn't even know it was gone. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what's in the damn safety deposit box.
And even when you get that, you have to tell the bank Here's the beneficiary for that. You got to put beneficiaries on every damn thing, even the stick to gum.
No, I want all my shit out of Wells Fargo. Fuck that. I hate them. As I said, if the Somalis robbed all of them, I might not be so mad. If the Indians robbed them, because Wells Fargo's just fucked black people all over this country. Like I said, they stole 2 or 3 of my mother's tax returns, and they couldn't find out how it got taken. And they will steal your money. Fuck Wells Fargo, y'all. And Stank of America, they not shit either.
Oh, I dealt with them. I was done after my grandma died.
No, I don't like their asses. Now, we're going to segue to something light. Let me see. You sent me a picture. Send me a picture to this phone of your dog.
The one I'm on talking with you?
Yes, because the other one, those are do not disturb.
Okay. There's her with the muzzle on because she went full Cujo on the people.
No, and you know what? When I saw that picture, I thought about some rough dog sex she was on. I said, damn. I didn't know that. That's what I thought. It was a damn rough. She was having rough dog sex. I'd be sick too.
What was it called? The Dominatrix?
Dominatrix.
Oh, Lord. Now I got a new phone, so I got to rebuild up. I got to get my pictures back on.
So, are you going to send it to me?
Hold on.
Let me see. Someone send me something.
Oh, I sent it on your main phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not sorry. White folks are sorry. So anyway, let's see. See, 352. No. So let me see.
Let me put it on this phone.
That's right. Treat me
I'm
white.
sorry. I'm gonna treat you white.
Mm-hmm.
It's Christmas Eve. We're all gonna be white.
Yeah, we're gonna be white. And I have a friend of mine. They are a black Scandinavian. I know that's a contradiction, but my friend, she has some Danish and Swedish origin. So if y'all see me with the white woman, she's got a little bit of black in her. I think one drop should count, niggas. So I don't want to hear anything about me being out with the white bitch. It's my business. At least it's not a man.
You know, the one drop rule is still a law.
Oh, okay. See, I like that. You know how to defend that shit. So one drop, and there was there was a movie called called Showboat. Remember the white dude was with the woman that could pass for white, and they said y'all can't be together because she's got one drop of black. She's not white. So I think he poked her finger and drank her blood. Says I'm black too. Then they said, niggas, get off our boat. This shit is ridiculous. Let me see. Well, you know, they like their meat like that too. So I'm gonna put now, did you get me the picture? And my friend, who's one of the people that helps me so much, the reason that, you know, we decided to do something is this has been one of my best friends helping me through all of this, and I'm going to donate to her. I already donated the other day, but I have a lot of people like me. My friend here, all the people in her immediate family are dead.
Yes.
And I joined her. All the people in my immediate family are dead. And I have other people, once you get my age, your mother's dead, your father's dead, your siblings are dead. A lot of people that you know are dead.
Yeah.
But to top that shit off, you had, 5 dogs die?
3.
You had 3 dogs die, and you got a dog dying now.
Right.
Actually, you got 2 dogs dying now.
Yeah, Coco got liver failure and he blind. And
So
then
you got a dying dog that's your support animal.
Oh,
Both of them are your support animal, and they're both dying. Now, one has a busted female dog coochie. So she's got something wrong with her dog booty. And I don't. Did you spay her? So I'm trying to figure out how something even got jammed with it. But
a long time ago, she got neutered.
Okay, so she got neutered.
A long time ago.
So if you look on the screen, and then I'll show you a picture of the dog, because the dog has been like a comfort. Like my cat, I'm in Chicago. I had to my cat Selfish is like the only thing in the house living other than me and the mice that she kills. And I can tell you that cat has been such a comfort.
They are comfort.
Because, in fact, I need to tell you a real story about animals. First of all, the cat that I have is at least 17 years old. And the cat I call Selfish, because Selfish doesn't give a fuck about anybody but Selfish. Selfish used to like my mother and then dumped my mother to be closer to me. And for years, Selfish would act like my mother was like her valet or her doorman, but couldn't be her friend. Except for when I was out of town, then she would be cool with my mother, like my mother was like a side piece for cats. And then as soon as I got home, the cat didn't know her. But one day, Selfish came up to me, and it was like Selfish was asking me about Mom. And I didn't respond to Selfish. And then the next thing I know, I can't find Selfish. And then maybe about 7, 8, 19 minutes later, Selfish is upstairs because I guess she went to look for my mother. And you see, before my mother died, my mother gave her car to my cousin, Tanya. The cat loved my mother's car, and she used to hang under the car. So she was pissed about the car being gone. She got used to the car being gone. But when she went upstairs and she didn't see my mother, the cat began screaming. The cat began screaming, and I couldn't calm the cat down. The cat wouldn't come to me. The cat just... And it's interesting because the cat didn't go up in my mother's room until my mother passed. But ever since my mother's passed, the cat has a ritual every day where she sneaks upstairs and she goes into her room and she has a conversation with my mother's ghost. And she sleeps exactly where my mother would sleep in her bed.
Yeah.
And if you walk upstairs and see her, she'll act like I'm not on your mother's bed and she'll disappear. But she misses my mom. And ever since my mother died, this cat that used to make no noise makes, you can hear it too. I know you've heard it. This cat makes so much damn noise because she's devastated. This cat knew my mother for 16 years. And my mother's death was devastating to her.
Yes.
And that's what animals care. Animals feel. Animals provide support. In fact, I was thinking if I got a dog, Selfish won't go for it. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get some more cats. But actually, I need a real cat, like a woman with 2 legs instead of 4-legged cat. But anyway, we'll work on that. I'm going to Africa. I'm going to go on a bush bit safari. I couldn't go this year because Mom got sick. but I'm going to Africa. I'm going to go on a safari and bring back a domesticated wife type person, since all y'all want to be pork chop feminists, rebellious. You need Brazilian butt lifts and you want to fight all the time and give me opinion and wag your finger and shit. And in fact, this woman, I was at this nice restaurant in Chicago, and this lady who's pretty in the face asked me what kind of woman did I want. And I didn't say what I really thought, because it would have been like war. Because what I was going to say is a woman with real hair and a real ass. And she had on a weave and she had a butt lift. So it would have been like taking this rejected. I like passport. You know what? Passport brothers that want to get married is different from someone that wants to be a whore.
Right.
If a man wants to get married, with all due respect, Diggs, I don't give a damn how any female feels about that, especially if he's not messing with another man's ass or nutsack. I'm sick and tired of the double standard in our community. When a black woman marries a rich white dude, we don't say shit. Okay, when a black man marries, y'all have something to fuck say about it. Be competitive. Get on top of the weight. Work through your don't think a man's going to marry you if you've got 5 or 6 kids. You've already had 5 different families.
Kevin Samuel said that.
We need to start having real common sense conversations about that. I don't have children.
Me either.
By the way, a woman I was seeing, Brazilian, who was a feminist. She was a pork chop. I stopped seeing her because she was jealous, mean, possessive. Oh yeah, these foreign women can be evil too. And the thing that blew my mind was that she kicked the shit out of me for answering my phone at a dinner table. I have never kicked a woman in my life. I never will kick a woman in my life. But I'm just thinking to myself, what would possess a woman to think she can fucking kick me and not even say sorry? And you meant to do it. Do you know she wrote me a couple weeks ago? Do I remember her?
No.
And I have a bunch of these. I'm going to just tell you, black women, a lot of y'all are fucking sorry. I have these people write me 30, 40 years later. You mean you liked me a long time ago and you played all these stupid ass Stella got her groove back or waiting to exhale bullshit games with someone like me who's not like that? And now you've got regrets that you basically fucked me. In your own mind, you fucked me. Now I'm supposed to want you now. I'm supposed to want you now that you've had, fuck that. Okay, I didn't want to have to say if I married a woman, I got all these kids, you got to deal with their mothers. I would think that would be unfair to the woman. So I don't have kids. I have a bunch of friends. They don't have children. Okay. What made these people think if they have a whole bunch of kids, you got to deal with that? And then the dude gets to come over and I may as well fucking marry him. He probably has more money.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, so get over that. That shit's irrational. And you can have children at 50. Women have children at 50. I wouldn't pressure anyone to have a child at 50. What kind of woman you want? I want a woman that's 35. And yes, I might be older, but damn, I have more money than I did when I was 30. And the good news is your dick don't work like it used to, so you don't have to fuck as much. You get twice the money, same dick at twice the price. So you should just be cool. But again, the same way Salt and Pepper said, it's my body. It's our dicks. That's equality, women. That's part of what's jacked up in our community. The women don't believe in equality. They believe in supremacy. You got that from white men.
And white women.
And white women too. Equality is I'm going to tell you something I see very common among black women. They can be morbidly overweight, but they only like guys that work out.
I've seen that shit too.
What the fuck, ladies? I mean, you're like a damn hippo.
You know.
But you want a guy, I mean, in fact, he better not have any body fat. He has to have a swimmer body, and you're built like a wildebeest in skinny jeans. That's outrageous. It's not symmetrical. You know, it's like a lowrider with tow truck tires on. It's out of balance. You should keep your damn body up. It's your temple. I mean, so, you know, you bloated, you're this, you're that, you got kids, you got issues, you got college debt. What does he get out of it? And you want a career too, which means you don't want to be at the house for him or the kids. What is he getting out of it?
And you shaped like a wisdom tooth.
No, you're shaped like a jelly donut that's filled in. You shouldn't. I need to lose. I'll tell anyone. I need to lose about maybe 25 pounds. I could stand to lose weight, and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get my Planet Fitness thing back up, and I'm going to start working. Not so much to impress anybody, but for my own health. I need to lose about 25 pounds, maybe 30 max, but not 50, 60 pounds, not 70, 80. I know people need to lose 100, 120, 130, 140, 150 pounds.
Ooh, that's obese.
And no, I'm obese. Right now, I'm obese by 30 pounds, 35 pounds. I'm obese. I'm telling people, I'm saying I'm overweight. And I'm not looking at anyone. I'm just looking at me. I was looking at my stomach and it looked like I was about to have twins and shit. How can any woman get turned on a dude look like he's about to like drop a baby? I wouldn't want her to. I'd rather lose the weight. Why should a man accept less than? In fact, the only people who want to give black men less value for what they pay are white supremacists.
Yes.
Who can be black females as well as black men. I don't like white supremacy. I don't like it in relationships. And no, I don't need a career woman. Their career could be loving me and my family and us building a legacy versus her, I mean, basically probably fucking the boss more than me. And you don't give the boss stress, but you fuck over me. To hell with that. I don't like that shit. I hate feminism. Burn all of it down. I didn't say you couldn't have a job or don't have a job or don't get an education or don't get a career. But be honest. You don't want to be somebody's wife.
Right.
You don't want to be a mother. And yet you're asking someone to get with you when you don't want to do the shit necessary for it to work. And there are a whole lot of punk ass, fake ass, liar ass black men who do enough housework to be Martha Stewart, thinking if they do a full-time job and clean the house all the fucking time, that's going to make the marriage work. It's a goddamn lie. I know men that take care of the kids, cook, clean, bitch still cheats and leaves and gets everything. Stop accommodating feminism. It doesn't work. It's a lie. Feminism is a lie from hell. White women preach it. Black women live it.
Yes.
I've seen white man tell this woman to shut up. I've seen black ask the woman. We need some order in our community. The reason our kids can't learn in the schools, and part of it is who's raising them.
Right.
If all the men aren't shit and they're not present, and I agree with the pork chops, the men aren't there, then who's there that has kids that can't read when they're 18 and 19 years old?
Right.
Who's there that they don't go to school? Who's there when they're truant? Who's there that has never spent time reading a book to their kids? Who's there when they eat Cheetos and cheese puffs instead of regular food that you cook?
Right.
Who's giving kids foods rich in monosodium glutamate and exotoxins that fuck their brains up?
Yep.
Who runs and gets them vaccinated by every stupid ass thing that white folks say?
Right.
Again, the black man ain't shit and he's not home. We agree. So where is the Calvary for the children? On whose watch did our community die since we said the black man's not there and he's a failure? Let's agree to that. Let me take the position of the pork chop. Black men ain't shit. Then what are you? What have you done? What do we have to show for you in absence of the sorry ass black man? I'm not saying you have to get married to be a good mother. You can be a good mother single. A lot of folk don't try. I know dynamic mothers who said, you know what, the father wasn't interested, but I have these children. They will be raised. They will learn. They will achieve. I've seen it. And then I've also seen more commonly, it's your father. He's not shit. And I don't care. You look like him. I don't care if you go to school. In fact, you know what? Why don't you start selling drugs? Because you're going to drop out like your father did. And bring me the change when you sell the kilo. I have watched black mothers push their boys into selling drugs at an early age. And they get the proceeds from the drug sales. And when the boy gets shot up, they get to go in black and cry at the funeral like they're fucking Mary, Mother of Jesus. If it's wrong for the father not to be there, it's wrong for you to fuck up when you stayed. I don't mind making enemies. You can't be my friend if you don't want fairness for the next generation. You can't be my friend if you think standards for men and none for women. Needs to be standards for everybody.
Equally applied.
Equally applied where it can be applied equally. I can't have a baby. I don't have hot flashes. I don't menstruate. I won't have menopause. I don't want to be equal in that way.
No.
You can't have a wet dream. You can't bust a nut. You've got less muscle mass than I do. You've got more body fat, but it's different. Wherever equality is applicable, it should be sustained. Where there's differentiation, it should be recognized, protected, and esteemed. If that's hard for people to hear, go to hell. And so, and by the way, the economy is about to crash.
Very soon.
The economy is going to crash. And I've been telling people for about 6 years that when the economy crashes, some people can't handle not having a job, not having a nice car, not being able to spend $20, $30 on Starbucks a day and go out and eat sushi and kimchi and all this shit. And if I could tell you the demographic that's not used to not having its way, it's white men. Black women and white women divorce black men in equal proportions.
Yes.
Okay. But white men, black women do not divorce white men in equal proportion to black men. Now, that's
have a lower divorce rate.
That's cool as long as he's getting the money that the black man isn't allowed to get systematically structured. And by the way, black women divorce successful black men too. So it just doesn't matter, money or no money. This is about you think black men are expendable. But I want to say this to you, because I know white people. When money gets low with white men, they'll kill their whole family over a job.
They sure will. And the dog.
Yeah, they will. There are a whole lot of zaddy-loving, hard-headed sisters with fat mouths and attitudes, and they've read all of the lesbo dyke publications like Essence, and they think they've got everything figured out. And a lot of them are going to get fucked up. And you know what? Do you really think a white law enforcement officer is going to arrest a white brother who beat down a black woman who mouthed off at him? I don't think so. I would hope so, but it would be, I don't know, ass beaten while black. That's going to be a new category. Battered while black. Y'all going to get fucked up.
That's true.
And so white women leaving black men is true. And those stupid ass coaches and shit that want to fuck with young white girls. I hope all their money gets taken. But so, yes, I'm going to have all kinds of unpleasant conversations, praise the Lord Jesus, today. But passport brothers, if they're not hoes, and if they have not found women that want to be wives, and I would suggest to you at 60, I haven't met anybody that wanted to be a wife to me. I've met people that wanted to be roommates. I want a man because like an accessory or a pocketbook, but not I'm with you if you're broke, and I've been broke most of my life. I want you if you don't have a fucking car, I don't know how to drive. I want to be with you if you don't have a house, I just got that. You know, I'm valueless to certain people. I'm not even mad at them. I see it. It's all about things to you. Well, once I have things and I've assessed that my only value is material, it isn't the fact that I've never beaten a woman, I don't drink, I don't drug, I don't have AIDS or the desert. None of that shit counts. I'm a God-fearing person, a respectful person, a gentleman. Then fuck, I need to go where I get fair treatment. And God bless Kevin Samuels. He was a pork chop feminist terrorist because he sent shockwaves through the monologue of bullshit that's been in our community where black men are such weaklings begging for pussy with no dignity, as if the world's going to run out of pussy. Pussy is like sand in Arabia. But the black man is such a chump that he's begging all the time. The women are used to beggars. Even though they hate beggars, they expect people to beg. The same way white people don't like coons, but they want you to be one. Same system. I beg no one. Either you like me or you don't. But don't you dare say anything to me if a person in another culture is willing to care for me, to look after me, to love me, for better or for worse. I'm not looking for holes. I've been all over the world. I had opportunities to screw people every place I went. I can't do that. When I talk to a lady, I have to be serious enough to say, this could be her. If I don't like her, I don't bother. I only talk to women I like. I don't understand dudes constantly whistling and chesting every set of breasts and butt cheeks that they see. That's I'm behind that. So put your passport brother definition in context. If someone wanted a family, if someone wanted, because I have a relative right now who wants to have, and they've been married for a while, at least a child. And the selfish ass wife doesn't want to have any children no matter what.
Right.
And he basically does everything she wants. The one thing he wants, no interest in having children. Let me say this to you ladies, some of you hard-headed ass black women. Part of me getting married is the hope of children. Doesn't have to be 10, but 1 or 2 would be cool. These women that want to marry a man simply to spend money, you guys are fucking morons.
Yep.
You're despicable people. Part of being a woman is having children, and there are a whole bunch, they're in the millions now, of miserable ass black women, my age and older, that never married, never had any children. Their father and mother are dead. And they have regrets. But you know what? Essence Magazine and all the other little and fat liar stud, Oprah Winfrey, that despicable bitch, none of them tell black women the real about anything. So a lot of you are going to end up like those women that are 60, over 1 million deep, no children, no parents, no husband, no man, no children. They've got nobody. It's a miserable place to be. I know people like this that didn't have children, and they don't have anyone to depend. And part of what was expected that worked for human societies until stupid ass white feminists duped your asses was that at least if you had some children, maybe 1 or 2 of them would take care of you.
Right.
You have no children, men die earlier, then who takes care of your old ass?
Right.
Selfish. They don't want to be wives. You don't want to be mothers. And you were told that was fulfillment. And a disproportionate number of you black women are on psychotropic drugs because you're fucking crazy. Because you're unhappy. After everything, you got your degrees and you're playing, you've had jobs, and you're empty. And you know what? The churches are dying. They're not even getting it for you. So, hell yeah, if the Passport Brothers ruffle some feathers, I talk about the good ones. The ones that go to Colombia to fuck prostitutes, they get killed, shot, and stabbed like they do here. I'm not worried about them, and I don't give an apology. Because when I see ghetto gaggers, black men don't complain about black women being gang fucked by white men. We don't even talk about it. When black women are sucking white men's penises in videos, and we basically say that's her choice. So who are you to tell me what choice to make? You're nobody. And compete. Let the word go forth. In this global economy, everything's global. You're in competition, not with another morbidly overweight sister, but the fucked up attitude where you think you have a monopoly. You may be competing with someone who believes in keeping their weight down and wants to be a mother and a wife. In the words of my ex-Brazilian friend, we Brazilian, nossas mulheres brasileiras, nós não respeitamos as mulheres americanas porque eles são preguiçosos e feia, e bebendo, e insuportável. Not my opinion. We Brazilian women do not respect American women. They're lazy, they're difficult, they're just impossible. Eu não sinto competição com elas. I don't feel any competition with American women.
That's right.
Imagine a woman telling you, vai Estados Unidos, go to America. You'll come back to me because there's nobody there that will do for you what I will. And as far as I've experienced, she's right. I would love for her to be wrong. And much to my mother's credit, My mother told me in 1969, you do not have to marry a Black American woman. Don't think that you have to bring a Black woman home with you when you want to get married. I don't know why she's telling me this at 4.5. My mother goes on to say, my son, I'm raising 2 gentlemen to hold the door for women, respect, to pay, to not grab people's body parts or beat or yell or scream. And she says, I'm watching my female peers and they're not raising their daughters to be compatible to you. They're raising women to compete or conflict with you.
Yes.
You will not be able to create a family with many of the people that you see, even if they look good, son. Kevin Samuels didn't tell me this. Kevin Samuels may have not even been alive when my mother told me this. I'm trying to figure out why is my mother saying this to me, but I do remember sort of now, when I was in school, the white girls would chase me, not that I'm running after white women. And the Black girls in school, I couldn't even get to know them. They would say, I shake my head. There's so few of us, maybe we can't even be quote. I'm not. You think about sex at 5, and they like the white boys, or they like the bad Black boys. Man, that's been consistent for 55 years. How long should I get the finger from the majority of my female peers in my ethnic group before I say, okay, I'll exercise my options? It's certainly not going to be a man's ass. And so that's my take on that. Compete.
Yes.
When I went out to eat the other day with 4 wonderful Black women, I had the money. The check went to a Black woman who's been wonderful to me. I wouldn't be much of a fucking man if I let this woman drive me and gather my friends and I not pay for it. I paid, and I overtipped the server because as a man, I'm supposed to provide. This woman has shown me respect, kindness, hospitality, support. I felt obligated to meet her, not to say, well, she normally pays you. No, I can do something for a woman that wants to do for me. I was happy to do it. We'll treat her to dinner or meal again if she wants. You had me in your house, nice, let me eat your food. There are a whole lot of Black men that are ready for Black women that are American.
Right.
That have their damn attitude together. The problem is, and it's interesting. I see a lot of women in social media that wear pants and show you how big their behind is and how big their breasts are. I know a lot of men. There are fewer men showing really tight pants to show how big their dicks are because you know what? Even if women like big tools, that's not going to be a selling point. You don't lead with having a big dick with women. Men can't lead with their dick even if a woman wants a big one. So why are there so many women online, Black American, leading with their tits and their ass? Why did the woman that reached out, I don't even know her, and they want to chat, so I'll talk to you. Why do you tell me you have a big ass? Why don't you say my name is, and I'm looking for Black gentlemen. Maybe we can talk. Why do you tell me how big your ass is? In fact, the picture where you're looking over your shoulder with your ass out front, why are you leading with your ass? And why am I so undeserving of a woman that's well-dressed, that's modest in their presentation, where they don't have tattoos on their tongue and their eyeballs? And I mean, it looks like they've got dyed rope hanging off their head. Why should that appeal to me? And why should I shut all the other women in the world off for such a horrible presentation? To hell with that. I didn't say you had to be perfect, but couldn't you be modest? Have you ever looked at pictures of your aunts and uncles the way Black people used to look?
Oh, yes.
How gorgeous Black women were when I was growing up. One of the first things I ever said was to a woman by the name of Charlene Davis. One of my first sentences to a woman as Black as a pan named Charlene Davis. You're beautiful. She's still beautiful. I couldn't wait to grow up. I could have someone like Charlene. You know what happened? Black men too, because I saw a dude sagging in the restaurant. Well, you could see the crack of his ass through his translucent drawers. Why do men wear translucent drawers with their ass crack showing? We've devolved where a lot of shit is repellent. I'm repelled by that. Why do I need to see, you've got like roses on your titties? Ex-boyfriend's name with X's through it. Why do you look like a graffitied alley instead of someone I would spend the rest of my life with? Mm-hmm. And why am I supposed to be a janitor to clean up all of the seminal super funds? Or translation, I got to clean up for every dude that unloaded semen inside of you and a baby resulted. Okay, nobody wants a trash man or a janitor. And I would suspect the women don't respect a man that's a janitor that takes on all the bastards of the other man that she really loved in the first place. And Black men get betrayed every day of the week, taking on other people's bastards. And they don't get any love, and those folks will turn on you so damn fast. The motto of Dr. Short, I've said it before, if it's not my come, I'm not the one. If my dick didn't do it, I have no loyalty to it. Let the church say amen. Okay, and I made a commitment. I could have screwed my Cape Town colored friend who looks a little bit like you, Sweden. She does. And we're still friends. But I wasn't certain that I would marry and commit, and we were in bed, and their boobs felt great. I liked the way breasts move and shit. Long before they had like these massage beds. But anyway, I mean, women's body is incredible. But I asked myself, are you gonna be with her and stay with her and all of that? Are you just gonna bust a nut? And what happens? A lot of child abuse in your family system, a lot of child neglect, child abandonment, incest, pedophilia. You promised yourself you would never do this to any child that came out of your loins. Are you going to betray your own commitment all the times you pointed out faults in other men and women in the family? Are you now, because your dick is hard, going to get some free extramarital pussy and jeopardize creating a Black child with no father or mother that's consistent? All that you know about what that means when they don't have the full support system. And I had to pass on the pussy. I wish more people would take it that seriously. Sex isn't recreation, it is creation. It is creative. It's fun. Even God took a rest after he busted his creative nuts for 6 days. So, now let's get back to your dog.
Okay, this man.
And I'm telling the truth. Now, this looks like, let me zoom this up. The dog, got mad because they put the thermometer in her ass.
And she snapped.
No, I snapped too. I snapped when someone stuck a thermometer in my ass. I never forgave my mother. I never forgave my mother for letting a man stick a thermometer in my ass in 1967.
Oh, Lord.
The last time I went to see the doctor with my mother, we went by the place where the person put a thermometer in my ass. I'm still angry. In fact, if a thermometer made me mad, I can't imagine shit. Someone would die in prison if they raped me and kill your ass. So this is Fanny. This is Fanny. And she is the support dog for my adopted, because all of our family died. Both of us have all of our close relatives dead. So I'm going to make a contribution. If I don't do it today,
I sure appreciate
on the 31st, when I get paid on the 31st, I will send you a donation.
I appreciate it so much.
Because you've been so helpful. You helped my cousin get through and get his father VA help. But this is a friend. And there are a couple of people. I plan to send some money to Sheree Peoples, the mother that Kamala Harris threw in jail. And I want to send some money to another friend of mine who's unfairly terminated from their job, that's had to take welfare, which isn't fair. So when I get back in town, we're going to fight to get her pension. I said all this shit about black women. Everybody I'm talking about is black. Everyone I'm talking about is black female. Everybody talking about black females, they're fucked over. Okay, in fact, you have a book, we're going to talk about that another day, about shit that happens. And then you have another cousin that got fucked over by a down low husband. And as broke as I am, I've given at least $2,000 to help my cousin who's struggling. All female. And by the way, my cousin who has tattoos and 5 boys, I hope they're by the same father, I'm not certain. I gave not, and this is between September and now, at least $2,000. It's more. And plus they're taking care of the matriarch of the family. So let me be clear, when I tell people straight shit, it doesn't mean I don't care. It does mean I can't create a family with you.
Yes.
It's 2 different things. It's 2 different things. It's 2 different things. I care about what's happening to the community, and I put my goddamn money on it. And I could have kept the money. It's mine. But I see a black mother struggling.
Right.
I hate it. I just do. So it was 2,000. And if I do it, I will do some more. And if I should make money in crypto, I want to be the big papa for the proper people in my circle and extended family that know how to act. Okay, for my big sister who almost lost her house, I paid for it. I didn't say, well, where your news at? I says, how much do you need? So I think sister, if you call me, I'll help you. I won't say, well, you ain't never gave me, I ain't got no blowjob out this. What's in it for me? You call me and say, how do I get it to you, right? I don't say, well, as fine as you are, why won't you hook up with me? I need somebody, man. I mean, my dick is the unknown soldier shit. It's your fault, right?
So everything my fault.
So for all the sisters out there butthurt and angry, and I invited someone to eat with me.
Yeah.
And she came all the way, drove like an hour to see me. Do you think I would ask her to pay for her own meal? I even offered her some liquor if you want to get you up some. Right? I mean, I don't care. In fact, I'm going to say this to black women. One of the worst things that's happened to us is that the economy has broken the black man's back. It's rigged against him. He doesn't get to be generous or kind a lot. Now, they're haters and motherfuckers and selfish people, and then there are other people who just can't do better. I always tell people the story when I worked for Marriott. A black man came in with his wife and 2 kids. They were in Washington, D.C., and they wanted to see around. They didn't have a lot of money. And I was working at nighttime, and the Marriott Corporation is racist as fuck. The people there had treated me like shit. I was in the Marriott where the black woman sued because she got fired over the braids. I was working there with her. You can look it up. It happened at the JW Marriott in Washington, D.C. Black woman, I think, got $2.5 million because they fired her for her hair being an African style. So I know about racism, institutional, structural. So they didn't treat me right, but I saw this black man. He had a nice wife and kids, and the wife looked like she wasn't an asshole, pork chop feminist. And the man asked how much the rooms were, and it's a long time ago. And I told him it's $179 a night. And he said he didn't have that. And I says, neither do I. But I asked him, do you really want to stay here? Is this your wife and children? So yeah, this is my wife and children, my only girlfriend. And I said, sir, I think I got a $35 a night room for you. And I changed, adjusted the shit down. Fuck Marriott. My mother and father worked for them. My cousin Maxine worked for the Marriotts. Way back in the 50s and 60s. Fuck them. I gave the man like no more than $35. Nice room. They stayed in D.C. for a whole week. I think that changed that whole family's experience to spend a week in D.C. and go to the museums. No one fired me. It didn't hurt me. It didn't cost me anything to do something for a fellow Black American man and woman. To this day, I bet you those kids remember staying in Washington for a week. They don't remember me. It doesn't matter. If you saw how proud that man was of his family, that they'd been there for 5 days, you could see the dignity that man was raised. He could spend some quality time with his family in a nice place. A lot of times we don't get these experiences. We don't provide it for each other. When Black folks in position to do stuff, the Latinos and everybody else steal and hook up their people. The Somalis prove that. Like I said, my issue is we're not stealing and doing that for one another. That's my beef. That's what I'm pissed off about. I'm jealous of the Somalis. I'm jealous. If I'm in a position to do something for one of mine and they're legit, then just damn do it. Except I won't do it for a taker or a user or a liar or a scammer. But if it's a good, upright Black American, you're investing in our destiny for us to get the things that we need. Now, let's go back to the dog. How old is your dog? A Sweden, Queen of Scandinavia. She's 7 years old.
And she's a Yorkie.
And she got some kind of infection in her dog coochie. And you need somewhere between $500 to $1,000 to keep your dog from dying. And so I have up on the screen For anybody that wants, oh, look at this. Anybody that can contribute to my favorite support person in California, my favorite sister. Let's save her dog, Fanny. I'm going to make a contribution, but you don't have to give much. There are maybe about 50 people watching this.
I would appreciate it. I'm on a fixed income. I'm a veteran, I get paid once a month.
And you've been cheated out of what you're supposed to have as a veteran. We went through this year.
Yep.
They tried to take her home and all this shit. We've been dealing with this for a year.
But I still gotta fight.
Still gotta fight for the home. You get to stabilize the home and all that. Then, let me see, you have like 3 dogs die. Your mama died, your grandmother died, your uncle died, your great uncle died. Everybody started dying and shit, and your dogs died. You finally get your house fully stabilized. You're coming out with the book.
Yes.
And then your favorite youngest dog, you got a medical bill that you can't make for a dog. It's not a whole lot.
No.
It's not a whole lot. So I'm going to send a piece.
Thank you.
Everybody that's out there can send to, it's called, it's $ Miss Aja. All you moderators, can you put this out there? It's $ capital M, lowercase s, uppercase A, lowercase j-a, number 951.
Yes.
And again, it's Miss $Miss Aja 951. And it doesn't have to be that much. So if you send $2, $3, it will add up. I'm gonna get more than that. But I always ask people to help one another. And like I said, my cousin taking care of the matriarch of the family, when she needed money, I just gave it. I says, you know what? I'm going to the bank. This colonial pen check, these cheap motherfuckers, this is your check. I'm going to cash it. And I won't even touch the money. She'll tell you we go in the bank. I won't even touch the money. I tell her, come in the room after when I gave up the cash. I don't even touch it. I don't even want to come between people and their money. Even if it's money I'm giving at the bank, then I won't touch it because if it's short $1, I don't want to hear about it. You want to talk about some people that fucked up about money? Black people, Africans, Caribbeans, and FBA is fucked up about money too. That's why we're in a position.
Yes.
We don't share. We don't help each other. So, as a personal favor for Christmas, okay, and y'all can always bless me. And I do have this Cash App, but it's so cool. I love it. My mother left me her Cash App. And she had Cash App fucks me. And I did a show on this platform talking about what was happening in Gaza. And the next thing you know, I learned I gambled.
Oh, wow.
I give money to people that I can help that are in need. I haven't been in a casino in close to 25 years, but I spent, and the most was like $10 to draw. I'm still mad over the $10. I wish I could go and smash the machine and get my money back. I couldn't handle slot machines, putting money in and me not getting shit back. I could deal with a gumball machine. You put a penny in, you get a gumball out, or a snack machine. A snack machine, you put money, you get something out. A slot machine, you put some shit in, you don't get nothing. I told you I came up broke. Okay, we were so broke, my family. My father and mother, when I was in junior high school, family of 4 in Washington, D.C., my dad's income was about $6,000. That's below poverty. Okay, so I know what being broke means. And so for me, for niggas to this day who picks up pennies and dimes and shit, okay, in fact, I got some coins and shit. I got, like, when I go to all these, I put all the baskets back up and then take the quarters. And 10 years ago, I don't even spend dimes, nickels, and quarters anymore. All metallic money gets saved. I've been saving metallic money for 10 years. I know what it's like simply not to have. I know what it's like for people to have to help me pay my damn cricket bill, right? It's a blessing to be able to pay, T-Mobile and all those other. You get what I'm saying, y'all? So I feel for people that are struggling. When I tell you that this sister, by the way, she did something really nice. Y'all remember Carl Carlton? She's a bad man, a gentleman.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. Okay, she wrote this really nice tribute to Carl Colson that went viral worldwide. She's a good human being. Drop something on Asha. Just a little bit. Give something. Give a little bit. I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. I really appreciate it, Fanny. She's my little icy sidekick. She's neighborhood watch. And like I said, I'm a veteran. I'm on a fixed income, but I keep working and working. I still got to fight the VA for my 100%. And I had to save my little girl. And I saw blood in her ear. There was a lot of blood. So my neighbor was really nice and rushed me to the vet yesterday. So she has a severe kidney infection, waiting for the test results. That she has kidney failure, but we're going to rebuke that she don't have no kidney failure, that this is just an infection. And she's on 2 major antibiotics, but everything costs. Veterinary bills, they cost a lot of money. And she's been with me with all the death. She makes sure I get up in the morning. She makes sure I go to bed. We cuddle together. I'm telling you, Yorkies are really good dogs to have, especially if you want a little guard dog and you don't want to deal with a big dog. Get your Yorkie. And she stuck by my side when my mother died, when my grandmother died, when my uncle died. And I have another dog. He's pretty much blind, but he's sick too. But I said I can't let Fanny be neglected. And I know it's hard during the holidays. And I was supposed to go to my great aunt's house, but I said I can't go. I couldn't leave Fanny here by herself and not give her meds. But with that said, he gave me till the 31st to pay. And so on top of bills and everything else, and he's a really nice vet, and he knows my story too. He said, I'll give you to the 31st, and I had to write that promissory note. And so I said, let me try to raise some money to offset the costs.
And let me just say this. They're not just a friend here. How many of you guys know about MST? In Brazil, MST stands for Movimento Sem Terra. And that means movement for people who don't have land. M is for Movimento. Sem, S-E-M, without terra. That's what MST means in South America and in Central America. Movements for people who want. But then there's the MST in America. MST in America stands for military sexual trauma.
Yes.
Every year, as many as 70,000 American servicemen and women get raped in the United States military. That's a lowball number, but 70,000. And by the way, people, it's disproportionately amongst the women that get raped because Black women are overrepresented population-wise in the military. Black women are as much as half of the women raped in the military.
Yes.
Miss Sweden here, that's her nickname,
Yes.
is an advocate to expose the mass rape and the cover-up of Black women.
And sexual trauma.
And sexual trauma where they don't get benefits. Not only do they get raped and beaten, demoted, screwed, messed up by the VA, then they are traumatized and they don't get the help they need. We have a huge number of homeless Black women veterans. All you pork chop feminists out there, if you start watching these damn lives, a whole lot of what Dr. Short advocates for is to help women.
Yes.
You can always count my ass in that Black women should be loved, cherished, and protected, and also corrected when they're wrong. Military sexual trauma. We've got 30 Black women in Congress and they don't open their fucking mouths. We have 2 Black women in the Senate. They don't open their mouths. So Black women have been raped. Think about it. If it's at least 20,000 a year, in 10 years, 100,000 Black women have been raped in the military, and not a fucking speck or peep has been made by anybody. I said at my mother's funeral, and I'm dead ass serious. I'm against slavery, aka human trafficking. We have maybe 100,000 enslaved Black women in this country.
Yes, we do.
And we've had tens of thousands of Black women raped in their uniform. Many of them killed. Suspicious deaths, and nothing's done about it.
There's been cover-ups, and when you deploy, I forgot the young lady's name, but she was raped and beaten and shot and killed in her tent while she was deployed in the Middle East.
You're talking about Lavinia Johnson.
Yes.
Okay.
And they covered it up.
But part of the problem is just saying, the family has issues. Not that she deserved to die, and I was willing to help. I wasn't treated well. Okay, I went all the way to meet them and got disrespected. Okay, that's why that thing didn't move faster. Let me just say this to you. A lot of the Black people that don't get justice in this country, it isn't that there isn't systemic, structural, institutional, cultural, economic racism, but a lot of us can be clusterfucked in our own way as Black people.
That's true.
And we can get in the way of change, or I was trying to, it's happened more than one time. The guy who had his organs hacked out down in Augusta, Georgia, the family was trying to get paid off the boy being mutilated. I was in a position to kind of help. They were trying to find white people that could pay them. And I can't pay you, but I can speak up for you. I can do it for free. Okay. A lot of these things happen. Sometimes the families have motives or issues, or they're trying to do this or that, or they don't understand you really do need to do this news program, or you need to do this, and you need to get this lawyer, that lawyer. I need to tell you, I reached out at the beginning of this year to the wife of the guy who they said killed the police officer, ran over him in Cincinnati. You haven't heard a lot about the case. I think they ruled that he was insane. Maybe he wasn't. But I will tell you this. I reached out and asked, can people promote your gifts and go? Can they help?
Oh, yes.
No, hold on. I'm talking about the sitting. She had to ask the attorney, and the attorney did not want people, because she never got back to me with return calls, basically wanted us to go away. So if he got a bad deal, it's a Black attorney that rides around the Bentley in Cincinnati who cut some kind of deal. So a lot of times you don't get justice. It isn't just the racists. It's black opportunists or black folks who conflicted, or folks who say,
Yeah.
what are you going to give me for my dead child? I can't buy your dead child. I didn't say I had. Remember, you had an issue at your house. The little bit that I could do, didn't I do it? Did it make a difference?
It made a big difference. Our prayers really help.
Did I ask you for any money?
No.
Did I ask you for sex?
No.
Do I call you for booty calls?
No.
Okay. And if I tell you I'm going to do something for you, don't I just do it?
Yes.
Okay. And if I have friends that tell you to call them, don't they help you?
Yes, they do.
Okay. I want you, now we're going to do Tethergeddon. I can't wait. I'm so glad you asked. But we're going to talk about CasteGate, which is part of Tethergeddon. So everybody watching this,
I'm going to get on you right now because my neighbor called, but I'll be here.
Okay. You stay
Okay.
right. Merry Christmas.
I'm not hanging out.
Oh.
Let me call back my neighbor.
Okay. Merry Christmas this Eve. Good question. Okay, everybody. Now we can really talk about some shit. I told people in October, I told people long before that Tethergeddon would start in October. Tethergeddon is a global white buyer's remorse for trying to replace old, aging, dying white populations in Europe and trying to replace black people and dying white people in the United States. And white folk have decided that they hate everybody like they used to. For 60 years, they pretended that they didn't hate everybody, they only hated black Americans. And now we're back to where we were in 1964, where we hate everybody that isn't white. And it's beautiful. So people who've been treated better than you and been told they're acceptable, people of color, they're all niggers again, and it's so glorious. And one of the segments of the Tethergeddon has its different dimensions. And today I just want to talk a little bit about CasteGate. CasteGate, that's a word I want y'all on your lips. It's a subset of Tethergeddon, but CasteGate deals specifically with people from the Indian subcontinent, Sri Lanka, Nepal, India, Sikkim, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and maybe to a lesser degree Afghanistan. All those kind of Southwest Indians, in particular Indians, Hindu Indians in particular. CasteGate is here. I'm saying CasteGate because they have a conspiracy, because Hindus believe in what's called Hindu Vada, which they believe in Hindu supremacy. And they identify with Adolf Hitler and they see themselves as the chosen race, whereas they identify with white folks. Once they get power, they don't care about white people either. They have been allowed, because of their skin color, for the last 60 years to be put in places to subjugate black Americans. And they act in a role against black people wherever they are. I do not hate Indians. I have been an advocate for the human rights of Dalit, oppressed, tribal, backwards caste, scheduled castes. And I could go on and on about India, which most black people don't pay attention. Indians have been part of the European colonial exploitation and oppression project in Africa, the Pacific, Asia, South and Central America, Europe, and the United States. And CasteGate has now started where now white people have added alongside the black immigrants that they don't like. They're now adding Asians. We've dealt with yellow peril and the Chinese and Japanese concentration camps. They locked up the Japanese, but now they're adding Indians. Now, let me just give you a piece of history. Back in the 1920s, Indians lost the right to be white people by the Supreme Court. And Indians didn't get another chance to be honorary white people until 1964, 60 years later. And then with the immigration laws that changed, the Indians have been able to not only get sort of white status, but to hoard, take, and steal that which black people fought for. Some of them being darker than a frying pan, all the while being identified as white. And they can be black when they want to get stuff, and they can be white when they want to get stuff. And now that some of them with their Hindu Vada supremacist thing where they look down on Christians, and they don't like Muslims, and they definitely don't like black people. They become some of the wealthiest people in the country through sometimes hard work and other times scams, and through corruption and through ethnic skullduggery. Like there was one particular firm where one Indian gentleman got a job and he only hired Indians. Nobody, not even white, could get jobs anymore in that corporation. Everyone that was hired was Indian, even if they were subpar. The lie is that all the Indians that come here are the best and the brightest. It isn't so. Vivek Ramaswamy is an example of a scammer, liar, Indian who doesn't even have the right, frankly, to run for office here because his father wasn't a citizen and his mother wasn't a citizen. But he's engaged in, as Professor Black Truth and Black Authority and other people have brought out, that these Indians have done this stuff. And as recently as the last 2 weeks, to show you how these Indians often operate in collusion with white supremacy. Down in Trinidad, the Indian Prime Minister of Trinidad has agreed for Trinidad to be a base of operations to attack Venezuela. And there's a whole movement among Indians in North America that is very anti-Black, and has been so. Kash Patel, who's head of the FBI, okay, and even Scandani, the mayor of New York, they're both from Indians who lived in Uganda. They got kicked out because of their role in stealing everything from the Black Ugandans. And they came to the United States, so they don't dig us. And they wanted, if you saw the movie Mississippi Marsala, the character Denzel Washington's playing, he falls in love with an Indian woman. The father wants to punish the Black American for what happened in Uganda. Black Americans had nothing to do with what happened to Indians in Uganda. But when you hate people based on caste, and let's go through this again. The Hindu religion has a caste system. They have the Brahmins. They have the Kshatriyas. They have the Vaishyas. They have the Sudras. And under them, they have the untouchables. In their religion, the untouchables are subhuman, ritually filthy, people who are to be fucked, used, killed, slaughtered, whatever, they don't matter. And it's based on jati, or your class or caste, or what you did, and vana, your color. Sometimes you can be dark and be in a high caste, Brahmin, and more often you're going to be light. Black people in the Hindu Indian tradition, we're subhuman trash. In their origin of the creation of mankind, our kind of people came out of God's ass. You are supernatural shit, all of you listening. And if you get treated badly by some, I'm not saying all Indians are like this, but if you do, that's why. That's what they believe, and they kill and they murder for. There was a book, and my friend that's in India fucking let me down. I have to find someone. There's a book about lynching in India. Do you know that they have thousands and thousands of lynchings every year in India? And it happens to the niggers of India. And like they grow cotton, and when they don't want to pay you, they just rape and kill you, like in Mississippi. Do you understand that that's what's coming over here? Do you know that Kamala Harris and all these people, she's a Hindu, think that you're shit out of God's ass? And for all the pathetic black men that like straight hair and slightly smaller booties, if your dick is going to make you good with the caste system, if they lynch your ass, good. I'm so sick of black men where everything is about their dick. You deserve to die. CasteGate is, but I like Tethergeddon. CasteGate is that white people now see the conspiracy that the Indians only hire Indians. And the Indians boast about how much money they make and how they make more money than white people. They relate to white people as if they're less than them. And whereas white people want you to come and be submitted to them and submissive, once the Indians get a little bit of power, they become power hungry and rude, and they will treat white people as if they're in an inferior caste. White people don't like it. And now that they see all these Indians, J.D. Vance's wife, they keep seeing all these Indians getting out of Skamaswamy, Mandani. Why do names always end with the fucking vowel? I don't know. Y'all tell me when y'all find out. I'll give you a prize. And these are good jobs. These people aren't getting shit jobs. These are six-figure jobs. On top of that, they commit a lot of crime. And so you're going to see an explosion. In California, there are hundreds of thousands of illegal Indians there who really treat black people like shit. But now white people are mad. And if you're looking at the race for governor in Ohio, where Vivek Ramaswamy, who I call vasectomy or Scamaswamy, he's probably not going to win the governor's race, the gubernatorial race in Ohio this year coming, because he's Indian and they don't want him. And for the first time in my life, having been an activist fighting against Hindu bigotry for 10 years of my life back in the 90s, early 2000s, now I hear white people using talking points that I used to use talking about the Indian caste system. And this is being used on Vivek Ramaswamy. In New York, it was slightly different because you don't have the same demographic mix. And Mandani is Muslim. But don't be surprised if you don't see people that don't want Hindu temples in their neighborhood, where all of a sudden people start checking to see the illegal activities and how people do identity theft and they do scams and all this other stuff. This stuff is going on. Don't complain to me about the audio. I don't control it. the best thing you can do is find out which channel the sound is good on. What I'm talking about, they don't want you to hear. It's lazy and inept to come and tell me what they don't let you hear if I've taken the time to share it with you. I've already talked about this stuff on Indians before. I'm not doing this for my health, and I'm certainly not doing it for the money. So I'm doing a public service. Meet me halfway. CasteGate is the Southwest Asian dimension, or as I call it, Jeet Tethergeddon. Jeet Tethergeddon, or CasteGate for short. Jeet is the put down word that other people use to trash Indians. I don't use it, but I just want to put it out there because they have nasty words for us. Everybody should know what the nasty words for other people are. That's empowerment. The word is Jeet, but I'm using CasteGate because it's going to come out that all these high-tech jobs will given to mediocre Indians. Not even the best Indians. Some of the best creative minds in science in this country, computer science and otherwise, are Black who can't even get in because these damn folks over here, many of them illegally. There's a whole system to defraud and to abuse the visa system, and it's being shut down. You will see a dramatic reaction to CasteGate in 2026. It's already major news throughout India. The only people it's not news to, lo and behold, dumb fuck Black Americans who are hurt more by Indians than anyone. And the Indians blame us for the white people wanting them out. They get their rights and opportunities off of us. Whites turn on them. And of course, their caste system, since we're shit out of God's ass, we have to pay for it. On top of that, we're supposed to fight for their rights to stay here, to help destroy us. And what does Dr. Short, is there any evidence of this? A lot of liar Black people from the Caribbean and a lot of Black people from the Caribbean are fucking liars, especially from Guyana and Trinidad, where the Black people got usurped by the Indians. A lot of it because Black folk down there had a self-hatred issue, and to get some straight-haired pussy and the mix, because you didn't like being Black, lost one of the richest pieces of real estate in the world, rich in oil and gold, to slide your dick into someone with straight hair. And in Trinidad, the Black folks have been overrun, and they may talk shit, and I know some arrogant Trinidadians, but you know what Trinidadians are doing that's being kept quiet? It's New Jack City down there too. Gangbanging, shooting, and trafficking dope. And wow. The Indians have a stranglehold on everything. And they're in Canada too. And the whites in Canada are getting tired. CasteGate is the next wave of reaction. Tethergeddon it's international, it's global, it's multinational, it's multidimensional. I just want to break down CasteGate and say to you that you're seeing an increasing number of people, in particular out of Uganda, who have a bone to pick with Black people because they got dispossessed by Idi Amin. I've been to Uganda. Most of you on here have never been to Uganda. Why should you be punished by Mamdani? Why should you be punished by Swami? Why should you be punished by, what's his fucking name? Caste Patel. And that's what's happening. And I've been screwed the universities for jobs. I'm not even bitter. I'm just telling you, anybody Black, they say no. A lot of your Black HBCUs have gone out of business. The Indians have been entrusted to manage the funds. A lot of your cities with Black Democratic leadership, they put the Indians in charge of the money. It's an Indian running the money at Howard. There was an Indian running the money at Morris Brown College that went out of business.
Wow.
Dumb fuck boule niggas are a curse. All of you Greek and Masonic niggas out there, y'all are wicked. You're scum. And other communities, they lynch people like you. They string you up from trees. One of the major missions of the United States consulates in India now is to tell Indians to stop coming to the United States. Don't believe me. I'm not here. Shit, I don't need any credibility. I've had stage 4 cancer for 3 years. Didn't know it for 1. And I ain't dead. God's for me. So whatever you have to say will fall down if God backs me. Go look up India and American visas. Look at how Trump and them are now saying you got to pay $100,000 or more to come here. That's a real way to tell people
He's
that.
talking about $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million. They just don't want them to come.
No.
CasteGate is here, and they can't trust them. They may sell secrets, they steal, they cheat. Their loyalty is dubious. I need to remind you, who was spying on the entire United States Congress for Debbie Wasserman Schultz? A group of Pakistani brothers hacked all the computers of the entire Congress of this country.
Yep.
They left the country, have never been arrested. These people have skill sets that make them very dangerous if they're aligned with Islamic extremism. And let me help you, because Negroes don't pay attention. There are as many as 300 plus million Muslims in India. They run the gamut of extremists to moderate. It's truly a mixed bag. The Hindus, who are supremacists, who love Hitler and hate Black people, and they hate many white people, don't give. In fact, you need to look up the Black Hole of Calcutta, about how the Indians suffocated a whole bunch of white civilians when they were fighting to get independent of white people, and they just killed a whole bunch of white folks. And then how white folks went and did a genocide on the Indians to show their asses that they were going to be in charge. And white folks did a genocide that killed anywhere from 40 to 80 million Indians. They're called the Victorian famines. That's 40 to 80 millions of Indians. They may have a bone to pick as people wake up and remember how they've been fucked with when the white folks expand all over the world, but they still don't like you or I.
Right.
Are there other conflicts with CasteGate? Have you heard of Mauritius, where Black folks got shoved down by the Indian migrants? Have you heard of Fiji? They're even in Jamaica. They're even in England. And they call themselves Black when they want it. And here's the interesting thing for all of the scam Africanists, all the stupid ass people, y'all follow the little ignorant niggas that are into African spirituality up in New York City. I know who the fuck I'm talking about. The Blacks in England used to protect the Southwest Asians from the white bullies. Once their numbers got big enough, you know what they did? They began beating up and attacking the Black people that used to protect them and show them love and solidarity. Now things are going in a different direction. As the economy slows down, as people prepare to fight wars all over the place, they need to be able to trust the people who are looking at the computers and the systems and the cybersecurity. A lot of people who are not a US citizens, who are part of CasteGate, are in sensitive places that they would never let a Black person be. They're going to be stripped. They're going to get kicked out of the universities. People are going to find out that people cheat. Stuff that some of us knew. When I tell you I applied for a job that only required a master's degree back in 2011. And I have like several master's degrees and a doctorate. But one of the people on the committee was an Indian woman. And she had plans for an Indian to get that job. Not that they had to give it to me, but why are you yelling and screaming at me in a job interview? But I'm not going to hold her accountable. Do you know there was a sorry-ass boule nigger on the committee that didn't ask the woman to at least be respectful during the interview? You don't have to give me the job, but do you yell and scream at me? I've had that happen. Africans and others do really crazy shit in interviews. And there's been one of these Greek letter Negroes or people of color Negroes who will watch someone like completely be rude and uncivil and say nothing. The nice thing is that under CasteGate, a lot of those people have been driven from their jobs by the Tethers and others. Okay. But now people are looking. And by the way, I want to say to you that Hindu fanatics hate Christians, don't like anybody that's not on their shit.
Right.
They're going to be very aggressive and arrogant. And it's going to be a shock to white folks who let them have all these nice jobs and shit, that they're hated and they're not appreciative. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a flip starting between January and March of this year coming, where you'll see an increasing number of crackdowns on people from countries that have extremist populations that are Hindu. You already have communal violence going on between India and Bangladesh. You may see a war. You may see fighting here. You have Sikhs. You may see fighting between the ones that have the turbans on fighting with the Hindus because they want their own state called Khalistan. And do assassinations and bombings happen in Canada and the United States? The answer is yes. Are they crazy enough to kill American politicians if they get funded by the Hindus? Yes. If they get funded by the Sikhs? Possibly. They have a global domination agenda too that's been ignored because in South Africa, they were useful in helping to destroy the liberation movement of the Zulus. Mohandas Gandhi, that your dumbasses think Martin Luther King followed, who was a bisexual Nazi who hated Black people, and the dumb fuck King family members have a statue of Gandhi on the grounds of Ebenezer Church. We tried to tell those niggas, they didn't listen. It's interesting that Bernice King always runs her fucking mouth when someone white does something. But yet you got a statue of Gandhi on your church grounds.
And Gandhi was a racist.
And Gandhi was a pedophile who drank who drank cow piss and ate cow shit.
Yeah.
And worship white, strong white men. I'm just saying.
Right.
And hated black people.
Yes.
Real talk. And supported sexual human trafficking, ritual sexual human trafficking within the Hindu religion. We haven't been told the truth. And in fact, there's a woman, Miss Professor Roy, and the Indians that are in the know say Martin Luther King was greater than Gandhi. You know who doesn't say that? Dumb fuck people of color, Pan-Africanist type people who don't know what the hell is going on. I don't need to belabor this long. I challenge you to do some basic research on the status of black people in Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana. And to do research, there's a very good book that my mentor wrote the foreword for. I've been doing this stuff a long time. I never needed to be in the forefront, but the book is called Black Untouchable. You can get it for about $7. Rashikar wrote it. There was a point where the Hindu bigots were not allowing Dalit people to come here in particular to meet with Black Americans. Believe it or not, what you don't know about your own people is that Black Americans are responsible for helping to start the movement to liberate the untouchables of India. Black untouchables, and we can have this discussion, but there have been Indians coming to America for 40 years trying to warn Black Americans. And that reason I'm cursing the King family, stupid ass Coretta Scott King, I said it. And Bernice, I'll cuss you out. Y'all are stupid as fuck. Y'all have lied to us. But they get money from the Gandhi Foundation. A lot of your Black politicians get money from the Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, Indians, and this is why they betray us. Your Black Democrats, your mayors get money from these people's associations. Their business associations buy off your Black political politicians. In Prince George's County outside of DC, the Filipinos get jobs to teach Black kids that they fucking hate, and they tell them, but they give money to people. Can you imagine people don't speak English well getting to teach Black kids they hate in a predominantly Black county? And when I tell you with a doctorate, I couldn't get a substitute teaching position? I mean, just sit down and think about that. My name is Vanaya. Let me help you, sir. Right? I can't compete with that. I'm not even bitter about the damn job. I'm just saying, oh my God. And there are Black people all over the country, Boule, who've made Black cities and predominantly Black counties sanctuary so they can betray us. But back to CasteGate. CasteGate, thank God, because it would never come from the Boule. It would never come from the nigger Democrats that you dummies vote for. Man, the best thing we got working for us is racist white people who believe in white entitlement and white privilege. That's the only consistent thing in this country you can bet on, other than Black self-hatred, drug addiction, and and Negroes being afraid. It's that white folk want everything, and they're tired of everybody. And in fact, they're fighting each other, which is kind of cool. We could use another civil war, but we should sit out of this one. We don't need any battle like the crater where they massacred blacks outside of Richmond. And there's no monument for the black men that were just butchered and bayoneted to death. There's no discussion of this. And I have to say, I have family members high ranking in the Park Service. They're not going to do anything and ruffle any feathers. Look, I don't have to do this much longer. But my prediction is that 2026 will be the year that white people get tired of model minorities. Honorary white people that are Asian will become niggers. The niggerization of formerly honorary white people is here. And by the way, as much as I like the congressman from California, what's his name, Ro Khanna, who's talking about Epstein, if this Indian dude keeps pushing for justice for the victims of Epstein, and he's Indian, and Jayapal, who's from California, these Indian politicians that put their mouths in shit, they didn't want their asses up there to start speaking up on shit like they've got power. They're going to break their asses. I'm not saying I disagree with them. Just they don't know where the fuck they are because they haven't paid full price to ride this apartheid bus called America. So let me see. It's time for me to have a snack. I want to just say to you, back to Tethergeddon. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on it. I told y'all that they were going to shut down Africans and Caribbeans. Pretty soon, they're going to shut down Black Caribbeans that come from the United Kingdom coming to the United States.
Yes.
I haven't mentioned that, but I just need to tell you, people like Seal and the Fugees and people like that, you're still just a fucking Jamaican with the British passport. They're going to shut their asses down. I'm not celebrating, just it's time for people to find out. And I want to thank the racist white news media because they were doing stuff that the Congressional Black Caucus and the traitor scam Africanists have never done. They're now delineating Somali from Black Americans. They're now saying what people actually are. And once they really start, when you see all this crime that's really heinous in South Florida, a lot of those people are Caribbean. You're going to begin to see increasing delineation of who commits the crimes, who's on welfare, who's raping, who's pushing dope. And once these people recognize this, hey, we already had niggas doing this. We don't need another element of people doing this shit. Out they go. With the big, beautiful bill, people, which takes effect what I call New Tears Day, because they're going to shed new tears January 1st. Once that big white testicle falls in Times Square in New York, the big, beautiful bill, it's going to slash all kinds of government programs. And they're already, all the not-for-profits, a lot of those have been using the Catholic Church and other things to help illegals and so forth. All that shit's gone. When people find out that they're going to have to raise taxes to take care of people that are in the country illegally, if I can remind your asses, and some of y'all weren't born, you remember Ronald Reagan? He sounded like this. Hi, I'm President Reagan. I hate Black people, and so do you.
Yes.
If you want this country to go back to them picking cotton and singing spirituals with a smile, vote for me. Ronald Reagan
I remember Reagan.
came to power in California on the backs of an open, a white referendum or plebiscite or whatever, a ballot initiative to make certain that housing in California stayed segregated.
Yep.
That's what made a C grade has been actor a power force in this country.
I can top that with the Mulford Act.
Oh yeah, with no guns, right?
Because he was afraid of the Black Panthers. Can't open carry still today, even when we had Republican governors. Nobody's ever repealed it, but they always talk about the right to bear arms, Second Amendment, but you guys never repealed the Mulford Act.
They're not going.
And they'll never do that because they don't want black people to open carry because they were afraid. He was afraid of the Black Panthers.
Right. So let's just be straight here because, we don't have to do this much longer. Ronald Reagan came to power off of white resentment in California. White people didn't want their taxes to go up. They didn't want to lose their communities. When you explain to white people that the federal money that's been pouring into the cities, that have been going to the illegals and others, okay, understand me, that they're going to have to pay for it out of their pocket. And we're talking about a lot of places where these illegals are broke-ass red states.
Yes.
They're in Alabama. They're in a lot of places. They're in Louisiana. When you explain to them that they've got to pay for the illegals that are there, like there's some Vietnamese person that is a city council person or something in New Orleans, and these folks can't stand black people. When people find out that these people in the country are unlawfully, you have to pay for them. Their appeal, not to the white business class that gets inexpensive labor. Sometimes it's inexpensive. Sometimes they have really good shit. Do you know that there will be a tax revolt this year? And I'll tell you something. If the big, beautiful bill does what I think it will do, it will take the edge off of the anti-Republican vote for the midterm, not because the people are happy with the Republicans, but they're going to be mad if the Democrats tell the people to eat the bill for the illegals here. This will make them say, damn, Trump is a piece of shit, but he's our piece of shit. I'm not saying Trump's a piece of shit. I'm just saying how this redneck's going to look at that. So you're going to start to find out when the big, beautiful bill comes along. People are not going to just want to like they don't, here in Chicago and other places, they can't even arrest illegals, no matter what they do. All of that's about to change. Because when they shut down all these programs, these people are going to start stealing and doing shit. And when I say to you, you're going to see a lot of people's asses getting shot on people's porches and shit like never happened before. Let that get bad enough. Watch people turn. So CasteGate is a roti and curry Jeet Tethergeddon. New tiers and the big beautiful bill will be a declaration of war on the poor, and poor white people are the most volatile element in the American population. They are the most violent, they're the most angry, they feel entitled even if they don't deserve, especially in relationship to non-white people. So imagine if I am a poor white person and I see an Indian with a Maserati.
Right.
Do I say they work hard? Or do they say, how did that damn dot get that and I've got a fucking Yugo?
That's true. That's what they say, the second part.
I grew up, unfortunately, with poor white people. And I get it. They don't mind white people being rich as long as they have the hope of one day possibly being with rich white people.
Right.
But they do not want anyone that is not white to do better than them.
No.
Under no circumstances. And it even depends on which whites. You will never see, not for right now, a Greek, an Armenian, an Italian, a Serb, a Polak, a person that's Portuguese. There are a range of white people who will never become president in the United States.
Correct.
Even being white, because, excuse me, in the words of my brother's tormentors, we used to be very close to a Egyptian Cypriot family called the Scalises. And I remember John Scalise with my brother got stopped by a couple of white guys. And they asked him, "What kind of nigger are you?"
Oh.
And he says, "I'm not a nigger." And he says, "Well, why are you with him?" He says, "He's my friend." He says, "Well, your friend's a nigger. Niggers hang together. What are you?" He says, "I am white." And it says, "What kind?" And he said, "I'm Greek." They began swinging on him and says, "You're not white enough." My brother had to beat the other guy's asses and help him get home. So, and they would explain to me, Italians aren't white enough, Greeks aren't white enough, people from Crete and Cyprus aren't white enough, Turks aren't white enough, Portuguese aren't white enough, certain Spanish, if they're blonde Spanish, but if dark Spanish,
Even certain Irish.
You're not white enough. I will beat you just like a black person. Why don't you just go over and join them?
They when the Irish were here for a long time, they would call them the N-word.
These people,
dirty Irish, you niggas.
These people did not let them be white.
For a long time.
I lived in Australia. I had friends again that was Cypriot. They were not, there was a word for certain people, they were called Balts, and they weren't allowed to be white. I ended up with Greeks and other people because basically they'd rather be with black people than the white people.
That's true.
White people are delineating in America. We're not the only ones delineating. And what Tethergeddon is doing is making white people delineate. I don't only hate you, I hate your party. I hate your church. I hate the region of the country that you're from. I hate your ethnic subgroup. Let me just say to you, if you live in the South, and I'm a Southerner, you won't see many Orthodox churches, Greek Orthodox, Syrian Orthodox, Armenian Orthodox, Serbian Orthodox, Egyptian. It isn't that the churches aren't there. Their churches are built to look like anybody else's churches because if you know anything about Orthodox churches, they're based on a different floor plan than what's called, I think, the Gallican plan. I could have it wrong. Their churches tend to be round, so everybody can see the minister speaking. It's not long where you sit in the front. But because the Ku Klux Klan and others, as much as nobody will tell you this, used to burn the churches of the Orthodox, they weren't white enough. They had to build their churches to look like regular white churches, or else they would be terrorized. This white thing, as you see the fighting with Charlie Quirk and Erica Quirk all this fighting going on with Fucker Carlson and other people is that white people are always fighting. They used to be as bad as Africans, but they've been able to deflect the shit on us, but now they're reverting to how they were 500 years ago, where they'd be just as happy to shank up a white person as a black person. Who'd ever think that someone would blow someone's head off for being Armenian? I mean, aren't they white? I mean, don't you want them right? and this is happening now. And let me just say this, and then I'm going to go. You're in the part of what's happening with Tethergeddon is that the white people are losing globally, all at one time, and there's nothing they can do about it. And there's an article on Global Research where the COVID shot was supposed to reduce fertility. The sad thing is that COVID ended up not really doing a lot of damage in Africa and fucking up people in Europe, and therefore they got a lot of vaccination, and so basically they vaxxed themselves out of the race, possibly the human race. And the place where COVID did the least amount of killing, except for dumb fuck black coons that believe everything that white people tell them in America and some in Africa, black people were the least impacted globally by COVID.
Yes.
Therefore, people like myself, even if I have a little bit of erectile dysfunction, and if y'all want me just crush up some Viagra or do some homeopathic African spiritualist shit, raise the shit up from the dead, because I didn't have the damn vax, I don't have any spike protein in my cum. And therefore, these people see the end of a 500-year run of white hegemony on a global basis. And the broke, smaller white classes, as they do everywhere, rise up and try to attack vulnerable populations and horizontal violence to try to hold on to shit that they've already lost. And that leaves me with the fact that the most important white economy outside the United States is that of Germany, and the German economy is in a free fall. The French economy, also important, is in a free fall. The British economy is in a free fall. The Spanish economy is in a free fall. And at the best they can do is hate people from somewhere else because they're elites and they're gay rights advocates and all these other people, and they're stupid ass feminists, you dumb fuck feminists, you dumb bitches. These white women didn't want to have kids and shit, and y'all want to get abortions like it's getting a nail appointment. There aren't going to be young white people or young Japanese people. Japanese economy is in trouble too.
Yeah.
A young economy is a growing economy. A dried up testicle, busted ovary economy is a dying one. These people are dying, and they're counting on the magic of hatred and exclusion to save them. It's not going to work. And the greatest thing that could happen for all the people bitching about Passport Brothers is if some of y'all became mothers and shit again and we had families. We have the ability to turn our population decline around, and we could end up actually being able to take our damn reparations demographically versus waiting on the Congress.
Right.
They're dying. They know they're dying. And it's going to accelerate. and the drugs and the other things, they will not recover from this. They already knew this 15 years ago. They're lying. They're counting people from Africa and the white population in this country as I'm speaking to you. They don't know what to do. And you know what? The answer to everything isn't hate and a gun. The only thing that backs the American currency is the United States military threatening and taking people's ships and bombing and threatening folks. What happens if the Chinese, who now have jets and things equal to the United States and missiles and hypersonic and nukes, what if they decide to, like the North Koreans, what if they decide to give nukes to Burkina Faso, to Traore?
Well, they're working on a lot of things.
What if they gave that to Venezuela?
They're teaming up with them too.
What if all of a sudden there's a book on Amazon, I can't remember the name, I think it's called Firepower. For 500 years, the white folks were able to rule everybody because they could beat everyone's ass because they have superior weaponry.
Right.
That's changing.
Yes, it is.
The Iranians being able to bomb Israel at will.
And they showed that this year.
They in fact, they did a Jesus. They did a Jesus. Remember the story of Jesus turning water into wine?
Uh-huh.
And the people said, damn, they saved the best wine for last. The Iranians unloaded all their junk shit.
That was it. They got some
and then they saved their best shit. Their best shit for the last few hours, and they just did it.
Yep.
The day of white impunity is over. The only people who believe in white supremacy are stupid ass black people in America and in Africa and the Caribbean and Latin America. And of course, stupid ass Asians. Our belief, and all of you dumbass Christians, I especially discuss it with people who say they believe in an all-powerful God and they worship white people. Y'all gonna go to hell. You're gonna all burn up. I don't hate anyone, but a white man and a white woman is a human being with the same number of chromosomes as I have. They're a person. I don't hate people. You know, there was a woman here who checked me in the hotel. She was coughing. I went and took her a bag of Ricola. She's doing better 2 days later. But I didn't say, oh, white bitch, she's sick, fuck her. I'm not put together that way. A person helped them. I gave them some of my stuff. That's how I feel about, I wish people felt the same. I don't hate anyone, but I don't want to be fucked over either. That's how we need to be, but we need to first do for self, respect self, and grow. Think. If we grow up in the next year, in fact, next year is what? It's year 60 of the proclamation that we needed Black power. Let us consummate the thing that we should be powerful. Powerful in love, self-respect, dignity, kindness, compassion, self-respect, orderly, feminine, masculine, moral, and upright. What comes after white supremacy is a toss-up because it's a multipolar world, sir. They're going to be Africans that are powerful, like what happened before the European so-called discovery. They're going to be power bases all over the world. And there'll be a radical decline of what are white societies. Not that anyone's going to necessarily do anything to them unless they try to strong arm and bully people. But let me leave you on this note. I'm going to shut up here. In 1956, the British racist Prime Minister Anthony Eden who hated the Egyptian head of state, Gamal Abdel Nasser, for taking the Suez Canal. And they got with Ben Gurion and the French, and they decided to take the Suez Canal because the Egyptians had the British Empire by the balls. And they attacked and they were winning. But the United States, concerned about the Soviet Union and the Cold War, told Anthony Eden, you guys have to call off your attack on the Egyptians. Leave the Crips alone. And the British had no choice because Britain was broke. In 1956, the British still owed the United States 50 years of repayment for the money that they borrowed to win, or at least come out on top in World War II. President Eisenhower threatened to sell off $2 billion or $3 billion in British treasuries that would have destroyed the economy of Great Britain. So the British had to take a fucking loss to a fifth-rate Arab country that had lost militarily but diplomatically won. Why am I bringing up Suez? It happened 70 years ago, this year coming. I believe Venezuela will be America's Suez, and it will be the Chinese, because America used an economic atomic bomb on England. The Chinese and others will be able to use an economic atomic bomb on the United States and force them to leave Venezuela alone. The United States has already set overtures that they're willing to play ball with the Venezuelans and the Chinese. It's not highly publicized in the American press.
Right.
America right now is like a prostitute who does their best blowjobs with their dentures off.
Yeah.
White supremacy is over just in the minds of the white elite, but not in the minds of its black and brown slaves. I'm Dr. Randy Short. Merry Christmas, Deceive. If you like this, share it with people that you know won't like what I'm saying. I fucking hate feminism. I want to destroy it. Quote me. Passport brothers that want wives are cool. Obesity is nasty. Abortion is murder. White supremacy would die if Black people stopped subsidizing it and believing in it. If you'd like to support this channel, my Cash App is $Dr. Lancaster. My Zelle, wrandyshort@gmail.com. My PayPal is wrandyshort@gmail.com. My Venmo is Dr. Randy Short. My Patreon is Dr. Randy Short. I thank everyone for turning out. I thank everyone for supporting me. A mother's a terrible thing to watch waste.
Yes.
I thank you for your prayers and your support. Remember Miss Sweeten's dog, Fanny.
Thank you so much.
Her Cash App is $ Miss AJA 951. Send her $2. I'm going to probably at least send 50. We need to come up with $100. This is a woman on the front lines fighting against the rape of Black women in uniform. I'll be talking about her book later. That's the teaser. And this woman's a survivor. There are a lot of Black women that are getting killed every year, raped, disappeared. No one talks about it. As much as I hate feminism, I love real Black women, as she is, even if they've got a lot of extra additives. That's shit. I have a shit. My family's mixed. I can't do shit about it. To hell if y'all don't like it, I'm not gonna lie about it anymore. Okay. I mean, I had people jumping all out, tripping on me about Kamala Harris, and your family used to be white. I was like, fuck you. Of course they use some. but they never sold out. So I don't care about, I don't want to hear what anyone has to say. If you see me with the white woman, it's my damn business. The kids will still be black. And by the way, the thing about Negroes is so phony. Nobody likes for you to screw anybody white, but everybody wants to screw the offspring. Aren't we cluster screwed in our logic? Drop me a piece, share this. Sorry about the sound. I'm on my cheap computer. I can't believe I did this. I'll be doing more of these, picking up, and I'll try to have a book with me next time. I only have a couple hours left on my. I'm going to have to talk to Jerome on how to get my stuff off of this StreamYard, so all my shit can be downloaded. And I have interesting news for y'all. Guess what? My old channel that they destroyed, I have access to hundreds of hours of video that I thought that I would never see again. So I hope this year I can put all of my videos together. I'm going to get a good website. I'm going to just put that, so even if YouTube is stupid, all my shit will be there. And I'll be thinking about it. I'm going to get another phone. I will have a new phone line, and I'm going to probably, I've been talking about doing this. I'm going to get this Rumble thing going. I don't know when. By the way, I'm going to be doing fundraising because I got to go to Africa, set up some businesses. But some of that money is going to come here for me to help mine here. Love everybody. White Jesus, white woman. And just thank you. I want to thank everybody for the incredible support that I got. It cost me like $23,000 to bury my mother. You guys helped me. That was a hell. I mean, I want to get cremated. I don't even know if I want a grave. Just the money, but that's what my mama wanted. If you've got a mother, hug her. Father, cherish people. It's not so much whether Africa rises. Africa's rise has a lot to do with our rising here. Yes. We'll never rise as long as we're looking to people somewhere else to provide our plan for liberation and our identity. There's enough history and culture here for us to be our own self-contained people. I'm Dr. Randy Short. I'm signing off. White woman.
Thank you. Merry Christmas Eve.